At 5 minutes after 6, good morning. It's a sticky one, but nice to have it kind of feel like summer finally. With another warm day in store, temperatures could break 90 degrees as we hover around 70 at our Route 302 broadcast studios. Stephen, John, and friends for the next 3 hours. It's a busy morning. A lot of folks that we'll be chatting with. Some of them that we chatted earlier this week, and some on the phone, and some will actually be live in our studio this morning. Let's take a look at that weather forecast for the listening area. It's being brought to you by Manchester Brook Materials, where they offer crushed stone and ledge products. We will rock you at Manchester Brook Materials. They're in East Reigate and also at 596 Cross Road in Waterford. And the phone number is 802-633-4122. You call it, line up your projects with Darcy. Do it today.
Is part of your property too tough to mow? Or do you need a new driveway or must fix your old one? Ask Manchester Brook Materials for a quote today. Plus for topsoil, erosion stone, riprap, and stay mat. Plus crushed stone products from 3/4 inch plant mix up to 5 inches. Manchester Brook Materials will deliver or load it for you. 6:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. weekdays, 7 a.m. to 12 noon Saturdays, or by appointment. We will rock you with competitive pricing and estimates. Call 802-633-4122.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast for today: partly cloudy, chance of showers or a late-day thunderstorm, a severe storm possible, highs in the lower 90s, west to southwest winds 5 to 10. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms likely, a severe storm possible, lows in the low to mid-60s. Saturday, partly to mostly sunny and less humid with highs in the mid-80s. I'm meteorologist Lawrence Hayes for WYKR.
Of course, that time of the year, a lot of graduations and parties taking place, barbecues, decent weather, and warm temperatures. Feels like summer. 7 minutes after 6, 69 is our temperature, heading for the low 90s. This weather brought to you by Manchester Brook Materials. Be sure to call Darcy to line up your projects at 802-633-4122. And they have 2 locations locally at 596 Cross Road, Waterford, Route 5 North in East Reigate.
Patriots organized team activities concluded yesterday. The main event, quarterback Drake May at the podium. He's experienced now.
From last year this time, I was trying to, get things right, making calls and getting guys lined up, and now we're just, kind of taking the next steps. And that's the best thing about this time. You get to kind of execute and try not to get comfortable in your OTAs and getting comfortable of just doing things and being out here and just making throws. There's a why to it, and that's the best thing about explaining that why and helping me get to know that why so I can play faster.
Drake May is 6'4", weighs 225 pounds. This Patriots team is very, very large and very talkative.
Yeah, it's comforting. No doubt. We got guys up there that are, a lot stronger than me in the weight room when I'm dumbbell benching with them. So contested catches, they always say 50-50. We're trying to make them that way, and that's when you get plays like that. So, I grew up throwing to my brothers my whole life that are 6'7" and tall and big across the middle. So I'm used to throwing guys at that size. It's awesome.
Patriots quarterback Drake May. OTAs complete. Patriots back on the practice field next Monday.
Hi, it's Chelsea from Wise, and this is our 10th year producing Wise Words. Today, Hunter, a sophomore from Mascoma Valley Regional High School, is sharing Wise Words.
For us to give consent, we need to know what we are saying yes to, and we need to feel safe. For our yes to truly give permission, no has to be a safe option. There can't be any negative consequences for saying no. If someone threatens to break up with you, ruin your reputation, or hurt you, does it feel safe to say no? If someone makes you feel guilty, or says that there's something wrong with you because you don't want to, does it feel safe to say no? If someone is much older, more popular, or in a position of authority, does it feel safe to say no? Consent means that both of us feel safe in making our own choices. What are some ways that we can make sure our partners feel safe saying no?
These Wise Words are supported by the Hypertherm Hope Foundation, a proud sponsor of Wise and our goal to end violence, share hope, and change lives. To learn more, please visit our website, wiseuv.org.
We're honored to be talking to Melissa Beaulieu, who is the head librarian. Is that your title?
Librarian and director.
Ooh, library director?
Yes.
Yes, of the Baldwin Memorial Library.
Yes.
And so we wanted to talk to you a little bit about Land, Learn, and Fly because they've come here, some of their after-school programs a couple times.
A few different times, yeah.
Yeah. So talk to us a little bit about what the children did, what the kiddos did when they came in here, and what was that like?
The first trip was kind of just an introductory to the library, coming in, getting a feel of the layout of the library and what people can do. Learning that we're more than just books, that we have all sorts of arts and crafts and different games and activities. From there, we went on to completing different art projects, and then we had the students participate in a pen pal program. So we're sending postcards across the nation and hoping for response back from that. And the kids were excited to both design their own front of the postcard and then be able to write something, a special little message on the back.
And talk to us a little bit about what the importance of a library is for a student.
We are in a place where resources are very limited. So the library acts as a resource for books that people can lend, borrow. We act as a resource for books, obviously, and then we are also a source for food for families. So a lot of the students will come and they'll be able to come get an after-school snack while they hang out, both the after-school program and just the students that come in off the bus. We're a free space that kids can just come and hang out. There's no judgment, but there's a little bit of structure and supervision, so the parents know that they're safe without wandering the streets, and it gives the kids something to do. And I found that a lot of the students are also excited to help out at the library. So it's their first introduction to volunteering and participating and being a civically engaged individual in our little community.
And in a way, too, it acts as the third place. It's like you have school as your first place, home as your second place, and then the library as a third place that gives students and kiddos an opportunity to ask questions and learn answers.
Yeah. And a little more independence. It's not the structure that they have at home. It's not, or the structure that they have at school and the expectations at home. It's just interacting with the community itself and with each other on a more social aspect.
Right. And so the students that came in here, were they ones from Blue Mountain, or were they also the ones from Bradford or Newberry?
I believe we've had only Blue Mountain students, but I don't know for sure.
Okay. And it was about 2 hours long or so when they were here, right? Or an hour and a half?
We have made it so they get off the bus right around 3:30, then are here until 5:30. So.
And what's something important that you want our listeners to know about the library who haven't been into a library in, say, several years?
Well, what you said, the third space. It's a third space for everybody. We try to have programs for the kiddos, obviously after school, but during the day we have a lot of adults that come in, they hang out. We have card games and board games going throughout the day. We do arts and crafts projects, and the pen pal program is open to adults also. The food services, we have the on-site food shelf. We have a community garden out back with raised beds. We're growing vegetables to share. That'll be throughout the summer, sharing the harvest on Friday afternoons out on the sidewalk. We're just a space for everybody to feel at home.
Right. And I know too, is that you put out something once a month in the Bridge Weekly showcase about events. You guys are chock-a-block full of things that are happening
as
there.
Much as we can be. We'll always take more volunteers and we can cram in more events.
Your regular library hours is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Yep. Mondays from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., Wednesdays from noon to 6 p.m., and Fridays from 12 to 7 p.m.
Okay. Wow. All right. Is there any projects that the library is doing any like beautification projects that the library is doing this year?
Well, we had worked on setting up a community garden and a quiet space out behind the library that is available even when the library's not open. So that space has a picnic table, it has a bench, it has raised bed gardens, and this year over the summer we're going to work with local students to create some murals to put on display so that it'll be a nice art quiet space out behind the library. It's grassy and we've got flower beds, and it blocks some of the sound from the street, so it feels like a sanctuary in the village.
It almost feels like a cafe kind of in a bit there.
I serve coffee too. If I'm here, there will be coffee brewing.
So we're talking to Melissa Beaulieu, who is the library director here at the Baldwin Memorial Library. Any final comments or thoughts, Melissa?
Come on in over the summer, check out some books, talk about community events. Students will earn some prizes if they're working on reading and participating in civic duties around the summer.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Melissa.
Thank you.
19 minutes after 6, Friday morning. Stephen, John, and friends right up until 9 this morning. A lot of great information still to come your way. As a matter of fact, a conversation I had recently with Bob Yaroshevich, while Vermont Customs Wise Enterprises, is coming up momentarily. But first, we're going to take a look at the weather. Compliments of your friends right here in Wells River at Wells River Chevrolet, which is part of the Autosaver Group. And that's a really big deal, as in the Autosaver Group's Big Deal Plus. It comes at no charge with a purchase or lease of every new or used vehicle at Wells River Chevrolet. At the Autosaver Group's Wells River Chevrolet, new special 2026 model year Silverado 1500 ZR2 Crew Cab 4-wheel drive with special financing available to well-qualified buyers. 0% APR for 60 months, plus no payments until after Labor Day. Wells River Chevy is home of the big deal. Hurry in today or shop online at wellsriverchevy.com. Together, let's drive. Stock number WT 26175, not available with special financing, lease, and some other offers. Must take new retail delivery by July 7th, 2026.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast for today: partly cloudy, chance of showers or a late-day thunderstorm, a severe storm possible. Highs in the lower 90s, west to southwest winds 5 to 10. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms likely, a severe storm possible. Lows in the low to mid 60s. Saturday, partly to mostly sunny and less humid with highs in the mid 80s. I'm meteorologist Lawrence Hayes for WYKR.
At 6:20, it's still 69 degrees, heading for the low 90s. Updated weather brought to you by Wells River Chevrolet, which is part of the Autosaver Group. And that's a really big deal. Same great people, same great experience. And, of course, now the Big Deal Plus. They're on the web at wellsriverchevy.com.
Red Sox next 6 games at Fenway against Texas and then Toronto. The Red Sox, a daily disappointment, but interim manager Chad Tracy tries to remain optimistic.
Well, I mean, I thought our starters, we had some good starts and threw the ball well, so there's still a lot of things we're doing well, and I think the middle games of this, like, it's no secret, we just got to get the bats going consistently again, kind of like we had them going at the second half of May, and hopefully it turns.
Chad Tracy. Red Sox recent road trip did not go well. 1 win, 4 losses, and 1 rainout. The 1-game winner was Sonny Gray, who pitches tonight.
Had the mindset of to not give in, and then when I went out there and we had a lead, I was just like, I just kept thinking to myself, just like, okay, just pitch to win the game, pitch to win the game, pitch to win the game, and don't give in, and that was just kind of where I was at.
Tonight's Red Sox starting pitcher Sonny Gray. Red Sox and Rangers, first of 3 at Fenway tonight.
Well, we're glad to have Bob and Gabe with us again from Wild Vermont Customs, Wise Enterprises. It's been a while since they've actually been in our studios because they've been so stinking busy with Wise Enterprises.
Yeah, the big project we've been working on, the grain processing center, which is grain milling, cleaning, a bakery and distillery. It's just been keeping us tied up. We've been driving to Ferrisburg every day, so 2 hours there, 2 hours back every day, plus the work.
So what's the day like? You leave at what time and get back?
If it's me and Gabe going, we typically leave by 6, and then we get back at 4:30, 5 o'clock.
All right, not too bad.
If Jasper goes with us, Jasper's not as early as we are, so we go 6:30.
Okay.
And usually try to get back by 4 or so with Jasper. He's got other family commitments that he needs to take care of, so I try to respect that and get him back in time.
So what is this and what do you guys do? Just in a nutshell.
So this facility will take grain in, clean the grain, mill it into flour. Some of it will get sold as flour. Some of it will get sold as cleaned grain. Some of it will get used in the bakery to make sourdough products. And then some of it's going to get used in the distillery to make whiskey or brandy or whatever else we
Are you
choose.
building? You're building this pretty much from the ground up.
It was I guess last August. It was an empty lot, just a grassy field.
Now you got buildings and you're building stuff inside them.
So we on Friday got our temporary occupancy. So the door is open for baking. The first loaf of bread was made on Wednesday. still just perfecting some of the
Yeah.
baking stuff and new equipment. So getting the equipment to all function right. The electrician at the end was on vacation, so we don't have our big mixer set up. The big mixer will do like 78 pounds of dough at a time, but
So
hopefully next week that'll be all hooked up.
So your presence in this has been like 85%. You're building it with subcontractors.
Definitely subcontractors, but I designed the whole operation, designed the placement, all the equipment, the building, the rooms. Pretty much every aspect of it was my design.
Man, a lot to it then.
And then
what's the square footage roughly?
This is a small building, so the distillery portion's not up. So we
You
decided
mean distillery building.
Yeah, so it's going to be an addition on this building
Eventually.
We decided to go with just this first part this year, just to try to get up and operational.
One step at a time.
And we already have 63 barrels of bourbon and whiskey already sitting aging that another distillery that is also a customer of mine made for him.
Okay.
So they used his recipe. They made it and put it in the barrels, so it's aging. We don't have our permit to bottle yet from the state. We do from the feds. We're all set. We're all licensed and everything. We're just waiting for the state fire marshal, who's waiting for our fire alarm system to be finished installed.
Right. So that part is in our next conversations down the road when the ground starts breaking for that. So let's get closer to home. That's Wise Enterprises, more of the industrial part, commercial, I guess. Wise Enterprises, of course, has been around longer than Wild Vermont Customs?
Yeah, Wise Enterprises has been around since 2006.
Okay, a long time. So
Wild Vermont Customs, I think, was maybe like 2013 or 14.
Mm-hmm. So that's a little bit more for our listeners, I assume.
It is. That's a lot more for the listeners. It's pretty much targeted toward the listeners.
So predominantly, you do what, 4 or 5 things?
I mean, it's a lot of custom stuff for people, whether it's doing hydro dipping or powder coating, metal artwork, custom plasma cutout signs and railings, panels, things of that nature. Like for this distillery, where the two businesses kind of blend together, we're making the sign to go out on the road.
Yeah.
So they do tie together a little bit, but mostly Wild Vermont Customs tries to target the actual single person, not a big entity.
Okay. So I know we've mentioned it a little bit with the fairs coming up. North Haverhill Fair is a little earlier this year. So what have you guys got up your sleeve?
Yeah. So
if you have any time to get this put together in the next few weeks.
It's funny, we say every year that we're not waiting till the last minute to get stuff ready for the fair.
But guess what?
But paying the bills has to take priority, unfortunately. But we have actually started a bigger project. It's actually a multi-year project. So we decided that we are going to do this project and bring it to the fair as a work in progress. So it'll be stages. Hopefully it's just 2 fairs, maybe 3, but it's for me personally.
Okay.
So my personal stuff always gets pushed the last on the list.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good. I'll tell you that it started its life as a '93 Harley, and then you'll have to come visit the booth to see what it's turning its life into.
Let's do it. All right. So we're talking North Haverhill Fair beginning on, I believe, the 22nd.
I believe you're correct.
22nd it is of July this year. So you're going to start hearing more about that on the radio and also in the papers in the next few weeks as we get closer to it. So you guys are busy. Jasper's doing a great job. Been taking Gabe with you. Sounds like you are really busy.
It's actually been working great.
Good for you.
Now that there's 3 of us full time, it makes life so much simpler for us. A lot of times when it's on the road work, I need 2 people. But now I can actually still have someone working in the shop while others are on the road. A lot of times I can send Jasper and Gabe, like when we were doing the design work on the building for the distillery and bakery, I could stay and work on design or have meetings with different contractors, and those 2 could go and work and get customer stuff done. So
makes it good.
Definitely is making life a lot easier.
Yeah. As we did this a couple of weeks ago, as Bob and Gabe give us an update from Wild Vermont Customs and Wise Enterprises every couple of weeks. We did it on the phone because you're actually at the project over there. So
I was.
Good to see you again. And people want to contact you. Best way to do is?
Best way is just go on to Facebook, message me through Facebook. Let's get started that way.
Okay.
Then we can have conversations after that.
Yeah. Heading into June, next conversation will be that much closer to the North Haverhill Fair with another update from Bob and Gabe. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
And good morning. We're 29 minutes after 6, preparing to take a look at the weather forecast again here at YKR. I want to remind you there's a 4th of July dance party coming up at the Clifford Building in Woodsville on the 20th. So that'll be a week from tomorrow from 7 to 11. Dance all night. Have a great time. It's $15 a person, $25 per couple. Music's provided by DJ Kev 2, and the proceeds are to benefit the Woodsville Wells River 4th of July celebration, which is just around the corner, believe it or not. Feels like 4th of July weather. We're hanging around 70, heading for the low 90s today. Compliments of St. Johnsbury, the St. Johnsbury CDJR, where they are your local Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram dealer, a part of the Auto Saver Group, of course, where every deal comes with a Big Deal Plus and a 2-year unlimited scheduled maintenance plan, which includes free state inspections for life.
Holy schmoly, it's Matt LeCaire from the Auto Saver Group, St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. There's always something exciting happening at St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, and there's never been a better time to stop in and see what's on the lot. We've got new Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram models arriving regularly, plus a strong selection of dependable pre-owned vehicles for every driver. Whether you want capability, comfort, style, or power, our team is here to help you find the vehicle that's right for you. And with our service department ready to help with maintenance and repairs, we're here to help you before, during, and after the sale. St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where Vermont comes to drive.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast for today, partly cloudy, chance of showers or a late-day thunderstorm, a severe storm possible, highs in the lower 90s, west to southwest winds 5 to 10. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms likely, a severe storm possible, lows in the low to mid-60s. Saturday, partly to mostly sunny and less humid with highs in the mid-80s. I'm meteorologist Lawrence Hayes for WYKR.
Thank you. At 6:31, we're sitting at 69 degrees, heading for the low 90s. More detailed weather coming your way in an hour. Shortly after 7:30, we'll be chatting with the Fairbanks Museum and Planetarium. That conversation brought to you by Hatchland Farm in North Haverhill. This weather brought to you by St. Johnsbury CDJR, where you can check them out online at cdjr.com. They're at 200 Memorial Drive in St. Johnsbury.
So we're excited to have back with us Julie Eastman from Green Mountain Merchandise. And Julie, you are at an undisclosed location. You are somewhere in the Central Time Zone.
I am at a car show setting up Street Machine Nationals in DuQuoin, Illinois.
Okay.
So if you look up DuQuoin, Illinois on Wikipedia, this car show and the state fair are the only two things that the town usually is known for. So it was a little bit of a ride down here, but we have a contract with multiple promoters. And we do some events in Pennsylvania. We do a couple in New York. We do this one here. We do one in St. Paul, Minnesota. And everyone is super excited for it. Street Machine Nationals, it's all hot rods. So we design, print, and then we vend the merchandise exclusively here.
Oh, wow.
So we print it all there in Vermont and haul it down here. We've been on the road for a couple days and sell it.
So what do you see what's the trend the last few years?
T-shirt wise, I'm going to say a lot of moisture wicking, a lot of that like comfort color, like beach wash kind of T-shirt, and for ladies, sleeveless.
Okay.
Sleeveless. So we're doing a lot more like brighter colors. The actual prints are a lot brighter than they used to be. A little bit, I don't know, maybe some of the car show crowd is becoming a little younger, is what we hope. We hope to draw younger people into the car shows so they continue for years and years.
So we're talking to Julie Eastman, who's a licensing director over at Green Mountain Merchandise. And Julie, remind people, it used to be called Green Mountain Monogram, correct?
Right. And Josh, does everyone know that not a million years ago, a few years ago, before you were at the radio station, you worked a summer at Green Mountain Monogram?
I did, and that was the summer. That was the summer of '93, and I remember that was the first time I worked for somebody who I wasn't related to, and I had a blast.
Oh, that's funny.
Yes, I had a blast working with Gene and all the folks that were there.
That's funny. So Gene's we're coming up on our 40th anniversary, and we just kind of thought that the word monogram was starting to sound a little dated. The company's large, and we have some new equipment in there now. We can print close to 5,000 shirts a day.
Wow.
Yep, in our Wells River facility. So we just kind of wanted to change the name from monogram to merchandise to kind of give that, the vibe that we are not too, older women hand embroidering or monogramming Christmas stockings anymore.
Right.
We're a larger company. We can, do merchandise for restaurants, sports teams, large events, concerts, musicians. So we just wanted to update the name a little bit.
And I saw in the Bridge Weekly a couple weeks ago, you guys have some openings for the summer as well?
We most certainly do. I'd love to hire a few experienced screen printers, but even if I can't find anyone with experience, we're willing to train. It's a great career path, I think. It's a casual company. We listen to rock and roll. We listen to music all day in there, dress casual. It's always something different. I need everything from screen printers to, someone looking for a high school student looking for a summer job, just folding T-shirts.
Wow.
So if anyone has any interest in learning a new career path and becoming a screen printer, or just wants to make some money this summer, please stop in 8 to 5, see one of my sales guys in the front office, or give you an application. My production manager, if he's available, would even interview you on the spot. So, because we have bought some new equipment lately. Now I need operators to keep everything moving,
And so remind people too, is like you're right there on Mill Street, right off of 302.
Yep. You can't miss us. We're the old Adams paper mill. So we had bought that building years ago. It was really starting to become a Wells River eyesore, and Gene had bought it, and we did what's called a brownfield environmental cleanup on it. And if anyone ever is considering doing that, please call Green Mountain Merchandise and talk to me about it. I will give you plenty of advice on the brownfield program. It was not an easy task.
Wow.
But we've kind of broke the building up into 3 different zones, and some are fancier than others. So we've been in that building now forever, and we've just been growing and needed more space and, try to increase the production flow to speed things up. And, I'd love to have some new faces join the team.
Excellent. And as you say, you're right there you're right off of 302 on Mill Street, and people can visit you at gmm.com. Is that the address?
No, greenmountainmerchandise.com.
Okay.
Yep, and I believe there's a job section or a apply now or a career section there to print out an application, or like I said, pop in and fill out a paper application. We're not fancy. I don't need people to have serious, super professional resumes or whatever. We just want to meet you, make sure you're going to be reliable and, a fast learner and willing to jump in there and get your hands dirty a little bit.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much. I always learn something every time you come on the air, so I'm excited. I'm excited to continue these conversations later on.
Oh, thank you. And one last little note is that with this year being the 250th, anniversary of America, we have been doing a lot of prints for parades and 4th of July commemorative stuff with the American flag, celebrating the 250th. So if you're still thinking about doing something like that for 4th of July, get orders in.
Yeah, you're running out of time.
It's going to be here before we all know it.
Right.
So, yep, and we're super excited about it.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you so much, Julie.
Fantastic, Josh. Thank you. And thanks, everybody, for keeping us in the Wells River area for 40 years.
Chief Crushing and Excavation has plenty of products that can be delivered to you from one of their many nearby locations. Products available include sand for septic systems, crushed gravel, topsoil, clay fills, stay mat, ledge, and specialty items such as blue ledge and gravel. Chief Crushing and Excavation is fully insured and has Vermont and New Hampshire locations near you, including Wells River Quarry, the South Rygate Pit, Nick's Aggregate and Pike, and Blaisdell Sand and Gravel in North Haverhill. Excavation and full land clearing services are also available. For quarry operation hours, pricing, and directions, call Chief Crushing and Excavation at 802-584-3868.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast for today, partly cloudy, chance of showers or a late-day thunderstorm, a severe storm possible, highs in the lower 90s, west to southwest winds 5 to 10. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms likely, a severe storm possible, lows in the low to mid-60s. Saturday, partly to mostly sunny and less humid with highs in the mid-80s. I'm meteorologist Lawrence Hayes for WYKR.
And there you have it, updated weather, sitting at 69 degrees, brought to you by Chief Crushing and Excavation. Give Chief a call. Do it today, 802-584-3868, and start lining up your projects. We're getting set for the Bear Ridge Speedway race report with Butch and April. At the Auto Saver Group's Wells River Chevrolet, new special 2026 model year Silverado 1500 ZR2 Crew Cab 4-wheel drive with special financing available to well-qualified buyers. 0% APR for 60 months, plus no payments until after Labor Day. Wells River Chevy is home of the big deal. Hurry in today or shop online at wellsriverchevy.com. Together, let's drive. Stock number WT26175, not available with special financing, lease, and some other offers. Must take new retail delivery by July 7th, 2026. All right, 6:43. We are ready to find out what happened, at Bear Ridge Speedway last weekend.
You could have done it without us. You were there. We should remember that the next time they do the radio show. We don't have to come do the radio show.
Yes, you do.
Because you can tell what happened.
Yes, you do. Our listeners would be upset if I didn't have April and Butch in here. Right?
Morning, Stephen. How are you doing?
Good. Well, it was pretty good until the rain came big time.
Until the rain came. When it came, didn't it?
Gee whiz, it did. When the cars started slowing down, it became pretty slick out there, didn't it?
Real slick.
It looked like ice.
It is.
Real slick.
Yeah. You probably can't hardly stand up on it.
You would have slipped and slid all the way to the infield.
Oh, man, we should have got him out there and seen how far he'd made it before he fell on his butt. We could have taped back.
If you think ice skates would have been slippery, that would have been slippery.
Well, maybe they need to start bringing studded tires.
No.
Yeah, stop. Yeah.
That would be interesting.
I guess it'd be interesting, right?
Right? Different kind of racing at Bear Ridge.
Yeah, there you go.
We're going to have a Wrangler series sometime soon, huh?
Only if you put your Jeeps in.
Well, okay. That'd be fun. You'd be surprised. Yeah.
You'd be surprised because we're going to slick it up like it was in the rain.
I'd show up with something.
Yeah, no, your Wrangler. All three of them. You could.
So was that a complete race?
It is considered a complete race.
Do you have to make up anything?
Yes, but so we consider a complete race after 4 events. So basically, if we get all the heat races in, it's an event. And we do have a makeup. We have the 3rd segment of the Ridge Runner Madness, the coupe feature and the modified features. So we're going to kick off the night fairly early. We got a bunch of stuff going on. But we're going to do the Ridge Runner Madness and the coupes tomorrow, and then the modifieds next week, because it's a lot, because we have kids' bike races, which we forgot about. So the original press that went out said all 3 tomorrow night, but we moved the modifieds to next week because we forgot about the bike races.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, it's going to be a busy night.
Good. Yeah, it's busy anyway. You guys do a really good job. I mean, you keep it rolling. I mean, back in the old days, it seems like all the racetracks, it was like intermissions and pulling people out of the ditch and all that stuff. Because you now have, the cars used to go over in the first turn, the second turn, down over the bank, and you had to go pull them out and all that stuff.
Oh.
Remember that years ago?
Oh, yeah.
They disappear.
Yeah.
You're dating yourself.
Well, it's true, isn't it?
It's true.
You remember that?
Oh, gosh, yes.
Way
Afraid
before
so.
me.
See? We got one up on her.
Yeah, you got one up
or
on her.
two. Yeah, because you've got what, the cement barriers now.
Cement barriers, you're right. Yeah.
Before they lost it, first, second turn, see ya. Down over the bushes they went.
turn one. That was.
We've seen them still go over the Jersey barriers down. We've lost a couple.
Man.
Midgets. We've
Midget.
lost. And then if the grass is high, you really lose.
But
the last one, we couldn't find it.
The pits used to be down there.
Right.
Pits were down turn 1 and 2.
Paul and I were talking about that. He remembers that, but I don't.
Oh, okay.
Or
Yep.
he was talking about it. I think he remembers it. Anyway.
68, 9, 70, and 71. Pits were down turn 1 and 2.
Okay.
And that's 70, 71, the fall of 71, when they lengthened the track out to where it is now, basically, and moved the pits up to turn 3 and 4.
What were the divisions then?
Just coops.
That was it?
That was
Home
it.
of the coops?
Home of the coops.
Okay.
Started out with coops, and that's all we had was coops till, 1976, 7. I think it's 77. We brought in a street stock class.
Okay.
And
that's when Uncle Harold was there every week.
Yeah.
Back in 76.
Uncle Harold and Gary.
77.
Yeah.
I think they were there in 76.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, we went on the air in 76. So October. So you guys would have been down in 77.
77 they were. Probably.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because we're 50 years old. You're 59 years old.
Yeah.
Celebrating 60 next year.
Feeling like 110.
There are days like that, right?
You have days like that. But
So do you
it was good.
Okay.
No, I mean,
there are some results from last week.
Things changed a little bit, and a few things changed, and they'll get better, hopefully.
So back then, when it was just the coops, were there more laps that they did and all that stuff?
Heck no.
Oh, really?
No. There were 8 or 10 lap heats. Most of the time, a 20 lap feature. And it would take them 3 hours to do that, 3.5 hours to do that.
Why?
Back then we didn't have radios. Back then we had very
and then reset it when there was a
small communication. So, you have a restart. Somebody had to run a paper from the tower down to the flagman. The flagman had to go down the racetrack, sort the cars out, put them in their positions where they need to go and everything. Now we can do it all with radios and everything else. So we can keep the show rolling a lot easier. Teddy Wynant used to be on the flag stand. There was no, on the original days, and I'm going to say up until 73, maybe 4, there was no main straightaway wall. It was a dirt bank.
So I've noticed a couple of times, because you're flagman, right?
Yep.
You've come out of the flag stand and you've actually talked with a driver or two.
Ooh, that's not good. That's not good.
You don't have to tell us what you talked about, but usually that's the case.
Yeah, if he comes off the flag stand, that's not good. Oh, it's not good.
We figured that. Paul and I figured that.
Everybody we're up in the tower going, oh, he's coming off the flag stand. It ain't good. He used to be.
Okay.
He used to go down and he would go like, put his hand on the front of the car to be like, oh, it's the paw. It's not good. It's not good. If he's coming off the flag stand,
what you need to get is one of these, like a bear paw.
Just look at his hand. We don't need a bear paw.
So that people don't understand that I have arrived.
Yeah. Oh, not good.
Right.
Not good.
Bear Ridge. All right, we need to get through last week's results for what
the wall
what
only
we
used
have.
to be about 3 feet tall.
Yeah.
3 feet tall, and which was fine. I mean, we never had a car go over the top of that wall.
Okay.
But according to state law and whatever, it has to be 4 feet. I mean, we kind of were grandfathered through it, and then the change of regime changed over in Montpelier and this and that, and the new guys coming in. Well, we don't look at old laws like that. This is what we got to have now. So we changed it. We put a block on top of it, so it's 50 plus inches, 54, 5 inches. That's quite a step.
Yeah.
Before I used to be able to run across the racetrack and jump up on that 3-foot wall. I don't even want to jump off that 3-foot wall anymore.
There are always goals.
Yeah, there's goals, all right. And there's a ladder there, and I probably was within a half a second of putting that ladder down and going down, having a word with that driver, but I didn't. I thought a second of it, and I'll yell to him from here down through his windshield so he can understand what I've got to say.
Yeah.
And we didn't have any problems after that.
But if I'm thinking about last week, they finished really well.
Yeah.
That car finished well.
Yeah.
All right.
He finally did.
Yeah. I had to ask. Hey, we were just observing. As April just said, he came out of the flag stand. This isn't going to be good.
It's never good.
You got to get him a bear paw.
I know, that's a good idea.
All right.
Costume.
What do you got?
Okay, last week in the Sable & Sons Dirt Car Sportsman Modifieds, heat race winners were Jason Gray and Brian Chafee.
Rain.
And due to the rain, their feature will be made up next week.
Next week, not tomorrow. Next week.
I probably
Okay.
didn't update that, did I?
Right.
In the Wells River Chevrolet Dirt Car Sportsman Coupes, heat race winner was Travis King.
Yeah.
Heat race 2 was Cooper Hodge. Their feature will be made up early tomorrow night.
Yes, tomorrow's Saturday. Yesterday felt like today was going to be Saturday all day.
Yeah.
In the race that we did get in, one of the races we did get in, Dad's 4x Tool and Supplies Sportsman Modifieds Limited, Sean King picked up the win over Brian King, Kelly Miller, Jordan Robinson, Keegan Tabor, Caitlin Pearson, and Lucas Balch. In the High Country Dispensary, we did get that feature in. A little wet at the end, but it was over halfway, and we gave them the halfway point, and the next lap around, it was checkers, and they went from maybe averaging 55 to 60 early to averaging maybe 15 miles an hour at the end, because it did get slick.
It looked like they were on ice.
Yeah.
It did.
But nothing changed. I mean, the odor stayed the same, so it wasn't like, it changed a lot because it got wet. Kelly Miller Sr. picked up the win over Timmy Higgins, Kevin Smith, Tim Beard, and Ryan Christian. In the Valley Building Supplies Dirt Stalkers, that we did get a feature in. Keith Manser picked up the win over Tyler Fellows. Most of the race leader, Mike Mann, Tim Tucker, John Fields, the top 5, Tim Blake, Robert Lawnmore, Luke Peters, there's a name you haven't heard, Mike LaRock, and Matt Pike rounded out the top 10 in that. In the Woodsville Power Equipment Ridge Runners, Riley Chafee picked up the win over Katie Burrows in segment 1. Thank you. Kyle Morris, Kevin LaForest, Ryan Sayers, Tim Davis, segment 1. In segment 2, Zach Audette over Ryan Sayers, Kevin LaForest, Riley Chafee, and Katie Burrows, top 5. Segment 3 will be this week, so we'll get the rest of that, because all 3 of those races, they add them together and come up with one overall winner.
Yeah, and there's like 2 points separating between there's like 5 cars, and I can't remember. I should have brought that.
It's fine.
But that are going for the potential.
People want to know.
Well, they'll find out if they show up tomorrow, won't they? Show up the races, then you'll know.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. we did a couple of races. Paul and I've got 3 or 4 more that we'll be doing, and people have never been to Ridge. They should check it out. It's fun.
It is
at least try it once. You'll come back again.
In the R.E. Hinckley Granite State Mini Sprints 500s, Jake Wolf over Bentley Robbins, Adam Flewelling, Jackson Davis, and Wyatt Robie, top 5 in that. And in the Granite State 600s, R.E. Hinckley, Cody Willett over Tegan Denault, Josh Wright, Todd Davis, and Domenico Diego.
Dominic Diego.
I got it.
There you go.
One way or another. But anyway,
got it.
That's what we got in. And we got third segment.
And you were moving them right along because you knew the rain was coming.
We knew there was a window, and it was one of those we were danged if we do, danged if we didn't, because the sun came out, and if we had pulled the plug early, everybody would have, annihilated us. So as I said in my post, Butch does everything humanly possible, and we'll wait till the last minute before we cancel.
Yep.
And we watched the radar, and we knew there was a window, so we went with a features-only format for some of the divisions. Car count was a little light, and I think it's because of the rain. I mean, I think it rained everywhere around us. It was pouring. They'd show up, and they're like, we don't understand why you're racing. And we're like, it's not raining, so we got to go.
Yeah, you can see your crowd count was down.
Yeah,
too.
so when...
There's a lot going on this time of the year,
yeah,
too.
and we went with the features only for some of the divisions, and I think that helped us get through what we did. And I think it was a heck of a show for what we did get in.
Yeah, I think so.
We're still not... I don't think anybody got gypped in their money.
No?
And this week it's the same price. We're not charging more to get in this week. So really going to see a lot of racing this week.
And then don't forget, 4th of July weekend. It falls on the 4th of July. Lots of fireworks this year.
Lots of fireworks this year.
And ours will be huge, as it always is.
All right, final comments?
Get this weather out of here today so we can have a good day for tomorrow.
Yeah, sounds like a pretty good
Tomorrow
day
night's bike races. JTV Towing and Recovery is our sponsor. We have the modifieds, the coupes, the limiteds, the midgets, the late models, the dirt stocks, and the ridge runners, plus kids bike races.
And there you have it.
At Bear Ridge Speedway.
Got it right there in
6
Bradford.
o'clock.
All right, there you have it. Updated report with Butch and April, brought to you by your friends at Wells River Chevrolet. In Bradford, Farmway invites you to shop their in-stock Lazy Boy furniture. Farmway has plenty of styles and colors to choose from, something to fit everybody, including pet-friendly fabrics. Check the prices, you won't be disappointed. Shop in a friendly, no-pressure atmosphere, and if you don't see it, Farmway can order it. Delivery and removal is available. Just ask about the rates. At Farmway, they take immense pride in offering a wide selection of top-quality brands in footwear, clothing, camping, and hunting gear, furniture, and gifts. Shop locally in Bradford at Farmway.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast for today, partly cloudy, chance of showers or a late-day thunderstorm, a severe storm possible, highs in the lower 90s, west to southwest winds 5 to 10. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms likely, a severe storm possible, lows in the low to mid-60s. Saturday, partly to mostly sunny and less humid with highs in the mid-80s. I'm meteorologist Lawrence Hayes for WYKR.
All right, 6:57, and it is hazy, hot, and humid this morning, kind of sticky. And, of course, a lot of graduations that have been going on, and graduations going on this weekend. So everybody be safe and have a good time. Weather's looking pretty good for any of the outdoor activities, at least for tomorrow. At 69 degrees, we're heading for the low 90s today here in the listening area. Updated weather this time around has been brought to you by your friends at Farmway right there in Bradford with plenty of free parking. Vermont's premier shopping event is right here in our backyard, and they are open Monday through Saturday from 8:30 to 5:30. Fridays, they're open until 8. They are closed Sunday and major holidays. They are also online at vermontgear.com. Still coming up in the next hour, we'll come out of the 7 o'clock news into a busy hour, chatting with Charlie Gray. Four Corners Farm, followed up with a conversation with Neil Robie from Pete's Rubbish Removal. Some trash talk for you this morning. And then Shanna Meyer, along with Cheyenne Dunnels from AVERTE Trivium. Our birthday show comes your way at 7:30. Come out of that chatting with Mark Breen at the Fairbanks Museum. And then we'll chat with Ted Cooper at Wells River Chevrolet. Well, that's coming up in the next hour between 7 and 8. At your country, WYKR, Haverhill, WTWN, Wells River, and W286DE, Wells River at 105.1 FM. It is 7 o'clock. We're getting set to check out the latest news.
This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. President Trump is indicating a peace deal with Iran could be imminent after he canceled planned military strikes set for Thursday. More from Mark Mayfield.
Trump spoke from the Oval Office on Thursday.
With the Strait will officially open as soon as we sign, which could be soon, very soon, maybe over the weekend, in Europe.
The president said an official signing ceremony could take place this weekend, maybe in Europe, involving Vice President J.D. Vance and Iranian officials. The president says the Strait of Hormuz will open up after the deal is signed, even though U.S. Central Command insisted earlier on Thursday that the strait has remained open.
The Kennedy Center Board is appealing to stop the removal of President Trump's name from the center. Paperwork filed late yesterday asked for a stay of a judge's order to remove the president's name from the building and other associated materials such as stationery and the website. A federal judge said the center violated federal law by adding Trump's name without congressional approval. OpenAI is blaming China for an influence campaign to change U.S. opinions over artificial intelligence and data centers. More from Tammy Trujillo.
The artificial intelligence company published research Wednesday that said it caught Chinese-backed operatives using the company's ChatGPT to create content for a social media campaign. Protests have been growing over the rapid growth of data centers needed to fuel the AI boom, with the amount of water and power they need being a huge sticking point for many in local communities. Several moratoriums on data centers have been put into effect at the state and local levels. House Republicans are asking President Trump to investigate China's alleged role in these campaigns, arguing that whoever leads in artificial intelligence will have a clear advantage on the global economic stage.
The Knicks are hoping for their first NBA championship in more than 5 decades. The team tips off against the Spurs in Game 5 of the Finals from San Antonio on Saturday. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
That's the latest news and information from NBC. Our time is coming up 2 minutes after 7, still at 69 degrees. Our weekly update during the growing season at Four Corners Farm. Charlie Gray, good morning.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
We're doing okay. All right, how are those strawberries doing, Charlie?
Oh, it's been a great week. A week ago when we talked, we were kind of like, ooh, we didn't really have very many red ones available, and we were wondering it was probably about 10 to 2 weeks out. But with the warm weather this week, they kind of bumped up our timeline, and we started doing some skim picks at the beginning of the week. But now we're at a point where, at least for the foreseeable future, we'll have strawberries in the farm stand every day.
What's it looking like? What's your prognosis for the year on strawberries?
We have a good crop out there. A little bit with the heat stress this week, forces them to ripen a little faster. So we're trying to keep our size up. That's the biggest thing, because every strawberry is delicious, but the bigger ones fill the court faster. So
yeah. All right. So strawberries are on the farm stand. What about pick your own? How does that work as we head into the season, Charlie?
So that's another thing that really has to determine with the weather. We got a hot this week, so it's kind of pushing everything along. But I think we're shooting for a kind of like a soft opening on Saturday the 20th, depending on the weather, and depending on the weather next week. But we're shooting for the 20th of June, which is next Saturday, to be our soft opening for Pick Your Own on one of our fields.
All right. When you start Pick Your Own and go through the Pick Your Own season, do the hours vary, or do they stay pretty similar during the Pick Your Own?
So we're going to do what we have been done I think we started it last year, where we're only mornings. We're mornings as soon as we open, unless we get picked out. If we get picked out, Pick Your Own closes just temporarily, not for the season. Okay. But if we don't get picked out, Pick Your Own's open every morning from 7 to noon, and then we are going to do nights, but we only do it Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. So that way we can more short to the weekend crowd rather than the midweek crowd.
How's the best? Go ahead.
Midweek will be open mornings, and then starting for the weekend will be open evening.
All right. Do you post conditions either if they call or on Facebook page or somewhere?
Yes, we'll do. We're going to do a more general on the answering machine, and then Facebook will be posted daily or every other day. If conditions change. If you call and it says we're open, if you call the farm stand and it says we're open, we're open. If you call and it says we're closed, we're closed.
All right. Let's find out what's going on with the hanging baskets and some of the other stuff that you can provide in regards to around the home and garden and that type of stuff.
Yes, we're on like the home stretch. It's always, when we started, transplanting and filling out the orders and figuring out how much we needed to make for the season. It's always kind of stressed because it's a lot. I think we did over 100 hanging baskets that we planted, and a bunch of tomatoes and pansies and bedding plants and all sorts of flowers for your garden. And we're on the home stretch. So if you haven't, we're not worried. I don't think we have to worry about any frost anymore until October.
Right.
So it's, this is the time, to do that last push and put in your garden or get some hanging baskets for the side of your house. So
all right.
Plenty of those still available, all shapes, sizes, and colors.
All right. Fruits and vegetables are a big deal. Cheese, yogurt, all that type of stuff.
The raw milk, don't forget that. You add all those in together. That's, you can almost have all of your dairy come from our cows. So that's, because we work with Sweet Cow. They come down and they collect our milk, and most of Sweet Cow's milk, or all of Sweet Cow's yogurt is made with our milk. So that's another kind of benefit that we have in the farm stand.
Good stuff. You took a little time off and got away from the farm, I hear.
Yeah, so it's I did a 6 weeks where I worked straight from May 1st and until the beginning of this week, and it's kind of funny. We've over the years I've been on different trips in different states to figure out a good place to camp, and it's when it all comes down to it, we can't really beat Groton State Park, and we spent a lot of time up there in the winter months, but I haven't spent a lot of time up there in the summer months.
Mm-hmm.
We got a little lean-to on Stillwater for 2 days, and it was absolutely incredible. So it was a really fun experience to unplug for a couple of days and think about something different, but also get regrouped. So when I did come back, I'm fully charged for another 6 or 8 week stint to keep everything going.
Excellent. Good for you, Charlie. All right, the farm stand is open. What are the hours?
I think we're still 9 to 5, but we'll be pushing 9 to 6 next week. So we were just waiting for everybody to get out of school and things to change a little bit. Which I think graduation's this week, so
it is.
I think that'll help out a lot.
Yep, for the most part. Yeah, and Pick Your Own's going to begin a week from tomorrow on the 20th.
A week from tomorrow, so make freezer space, or if you still have strawberries left from last year, eat them up so you can put new ones in there.
All right, Charlie, thanks for the weekly update. Enjoy the weekend.
All right, see you next week.
All right, Charlie Gray, Four Corners Farm, South Newbury, for the Gray family doing his weekly update. Of course, he does it once a month during the winter months, and we always look forward to it. Still coming up, conversation with Pete's Rubbish Removal. Neil Robie will be in with us, a little trash talk. We also will be listening to a conversation at Joshua Smith Head with Shanna Meyer and Cheyenne Dunnels from AVERTE Trivium. Don't forget birthdays and anniversaries around 7:30. Come out of that chatting with Mark Breen, Fairbanks Museum. And then we wrap up the 7 o'clock hour with a bi-weekly update from Wells River Chevrolet and our guest, Ted Cooper. Right now, though, 8 minutes after 7, let's take a look at the weather heading into the weekend. It's being brought to you by Crosstown Motors in Littleton. Crosstown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat, home of the big deal.
Hi, it's Kevin again from Crosstown Motors. Let's make this the summer you drive home in an all-new 2026 or 27 model from Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and the Ram brand. Check out the reimagined new 2026 Jeep Cherokee, turbo hybrid power with an estimated 37 miles per gallon and over 500 miles of range. The trail-rated Jeep Wrangler in 2-door or 4-door, built for every adventure. The family-ready Chrysler Pacifica, restyled for 2027, or the rugged Jeep Compass and Gladiator, and the bold new 2026 Dodge Durango with massive space and muscle. Don't miss the new electric Dodge Charger Daytona Pure Electrified Thrill, or the Charger Scat Pack with the Hurricane 3-liter twin-turbo punch. And for Ram fans, the new 2026 Ram 1500 and heavy-duty trucks are here with 10 years, 100,000 miles of limited powertrain warranty. Built to last, built to haul. New inventory is moving fast at Crosstown Motors. Come in today and beat the heat with the hottest deals of the summer and drive away happy. Crosstown Motors, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, right here in the majestic Littleton, New Hampshire.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast for today, partly cloudy, chance of showers or a late-day thunderstorm, a severe storm possible, highs in the lower 90s, west to southwest winds 5 to 10. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms likely, a severe storm possible, lows in the low to mid-60s. Saturday, partly to mostly sunny and less humid with highs in the mid-80s. I'm meteorologist Lawrence Hayes for WYKR.
Well, everybody was complaining of the cold, rainy weather. Still had some rain and still getting rain. Butch in April said it was pouring in North Haverhill, so there's still rain in the listening area, but we're heading for the low 90s today. And as our forecasters are predicting, could be some showers and thunder showers. But a pretty decent weekend, it looks like, at least tomorrow. Updated weather at 10 after 7 and still at 69 degrees. Brought to you by Crosstown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in Littleton, home of the big deal.
Patriots, yesterday, the final day of the OTAs. Offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels in his evaluating mood. First, quarterback Drake May.
Pretty good. He's really smart, and he works hard at it. You know, I said this last year. He asks a lot of really good questions because he's thinking ahead. The game makes sense to Drake. That's probably he's a quick processor. He's a quick study. He learns and takes things to the field pretty quickly.
McDaniels has been with the Patriots for a long time, offensive coordinator for a long time. So
you can just see, I think, the growth of the group together, and yeah, it just seems like we should be. When you return a good portion of guys, you should have an opportunity to feel better, execute better, and hopefully improve across the board. So the attitude's been great, and I'm looking forward to finishing up the spring and head into the summer.
The Patriots' Josh McDaniels.
We are excited and honored to have back with us in the studio Shanna Meyer, the VP of Operations over at AVERTE/Trivium Life Services. And Shanna, you brought a friend today.
I brought a friend.
Yes.
So exciting.
And who is your friend? So we for the sake of knowing, as we said, that she's here and we're not just imagining somebody here in the room with us. Cheyenne Dunnels, who's the residential director over at AVERTE.
Hello there. Mind my voice? I had picked up something gross.
But you made it here.
I sure did.
It's dedication.
So Shanna, AVERTE, there's a lot of things happening in the summertime.
Always, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, time to get out there and get out into the community, enjoy the weather while we have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you did mention something around the lines that there was the NAMI walk.
Yeah.
That the folks over at AVERTE did.
That's right.
Was
yeah.
it last weekend or the weekend before?
I think it was 2 weekends ago.
Yeah.
Up in Burlington. NAMI is the National Alliance for Mental Illness. Cool grassroots organization that started with basically families and clients coming together and saying, hey, we need to raise awareness. We need to raise money for this cause so that the folks who need these services have access to them. And that was, 40, 45 years ago, something like that. So they've been doing nothing but growing stronger. And yeah, one of the things they do are these, they do multiple walks every year to raise funds. And so we had the great pleasure of taking a group of staff and residents up to participate. And they had a beautiful, wonderful day. The sun was shining and they raised like $1,100 for the cause. They all got T-shirts, got to go out to lunch. It was a great day.
Right. And where was that at?
Up in Burlington.
In Burlington.
Yeah.
Okay. Chittenden County.
That's right.
Right
yeah.
next to Vermont.
Yeah. It's an affiliate.
And so to remind people too is that there's chapters. Does each state have a NAMI chapter?
Yes, yeah. So if you're interested, basically looking up NAMI Vermont, NAMI New Hampshire, whatever your local area is, you can find your local chapter. And I encourage people to do it. They have a lot of resources. They do a lot of education, a lot of outreach, a lot of advocacy. So it's a great way to learn more about the world of mental health and the various resources available to people.
Right. And I love over the years that we've been talking is just really reminding people that it's okay to not be okay and it's okay to ask for help.
Absolutely.
And here with us in this, in our New England culture of just like pull yourself up by the bootstraps,
Right.
we feel as though that there's a sign of weakness to ask for help.
Yeah.
But asking for help is actually ingrained into New England community as well.
Right.
We wouldn't be where we are today if we didn't ask for help from our friends and neighbors and people that have the capacity to help us. And that's something that AVERTE and other organizations that do really well is, tapping into those New England values of community
Absolutely.
and support and actually doing something along those lines to fit in with the importance of asking for help from the mental health realm.
Beautifully said.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
And so I know that you always talk, we always hear great things about AVERTE. But you guys have openings?
We do have openings.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now's the time.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have DSP openings, DSP being a direct support provider, direct service provider. We have a housekeeper opening. We also have an opening for an assistant manager position. So a couple different ways to get involved depending on what your niche and your skill set is,
Yeah.
Find us on the web.
And as they say, they can go to averte.org.
Averte.com or triviumlifeservices.org.
That's what
Either
it
one
was.
will get you there. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you guys work with veterans too.
We do. We
Yeah.
are part of the Veterans Administration's Community Care Network. So when they identify a veteran who is in need of maybe more robust services or a higher level of care than what they typically provide through their own network, then they can make a referral to that network of providers. And we happen to be one of those privileged providers to be able to work with these folks.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And so, Cheyenne, your title is residential director.
Right.
Yes. So what does that entail?
Well, this role, where I kind of a lot actually. So I oversee our residential locations and the program managers who are on the license of each house. We have 4 locations and 3 in Bradford, 1 in Hanover, New Hampshire. So I oversee those program managers, make sure we're within regulatory compliance, clients are happy. I communicate with families, make sure, working in a multidisciplinary team, so we connect with the clinical team, clinical providers, a lot of a lot of communication across the program. Definitely a kind of an everything kind of role rolled into it, which is great because I get to stay busy throughout the day and I get to see so many great people. I love the clients. I love our staff. So I'm really blessed to be in this role.
Right. And how long have you been with AVERTE?
I've been with AVERTE a little over 9 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
OG.
Yeah.
Gee, okay.
Yeah, I've worked in residential. I did a stint on the clinical team.
That's right.
I've done DSP work, I've done housekeeping, I've done cooking, I've done it all. Done
Okay.
program manager too, so it's great.
So did you grow up in the area?
I did. I grew up in Bradford. I went to Oxbow, and then I graduated from Woodsville, actually, junior and senior years where I did.
So you were on both sides of the river.
Yeah, I am, and I love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Look at that.
I don't think I'll ever leave.
So what are some of the projects that are going to be happening with AVERTE over the summer?
So one of the cool things we have going, we decided to host a couple of craft fairs on our own because we have a lot of really amazingly creative and gifted artisans within our population. And so we thought, why not keep this going? They were pretty successful just through flyers and foot traffic. So we decided, why not, get involved in all the markets that we have going on in the area and give some of these guys an opportunity to sell their work in other settings, connect with the community in a different way. So I understand we just got ourselves a booth at the Saturday market in Fairleigh. And we're looking to do more of that stuff. Our guys are really excited to make their art and share it with the world. And some of them have even made a little bit of money. So they're pretty excited about it. And they love to talk to people about it and share what it is that they do. So come on out and see them.
And that's that Fairleigh open air market that
Yes.
runs from now until around mid-October.
That's right.
Yes, I know a lot about that.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. What's some tips and tricks that you might give people that are listening to say, how's the best way they could reach out to AVERTE?
So we're found on the web, averte.com or Trivium Life Services. All of our contact info is listed there. There's a form you can fill out if you don't want to pick up the phone, if you're not ready for that step. There is a form that goes to a member of our team so we can take a look at what services you're hoping for. Someone will give you a call. Or if you are comfortable picking up the phone, our number is there. Somebody will pick up and help get you to the right member of our team, share a little bit more about our services, answer your questions. So lots of different ways to connect.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Cheyenne, any final words?
Yeah, one of the things I think we're so blessed to experience at AVERTE is our community, our smaller community within our program, but also the larger community. We partner with local providers like Little Rivers, Clara Martin Center, Upper Valley Ambulance. They're all wonderful. So I think being in this small area really is a blessing when it comes to quality care and making sure our clients are getting the best care they can with us and as well as their peers in the community and those who serve our local area.
Excellent. Okay.
Yeah.
And Shanna, any final words?
Get out and enjoy the sun. I mean, we
Absolutely.
all benefit from fresh air and vitamin D. It's good for the body, good for the mind, right?
That's right.
Yeah, so now's the time. And I couldn't agree more with what you said before, Josh, about community. The community is such a great source of resilience. So even if you're not seeking therapy or specific mental health services, connect with your community, get outside. These are the things that they're free, they're available to all of us, and they're good for our mental health.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much, and it's great talking to you again, Shanna, and excited to have you come back on again, Cheyenne.
I look forward to it.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
20 minutes after 7. We're still hanging around 70 degrees, breaking 90. They're predicting 90-plus degrees today. Kind of a tough night to sleep if you didn't have air conditioning. I can speak for that one, and so can Neil. He is in the studio. We'll be chatting with him momentarily, but first from Woodsville Power Equipment, your local Bobcat dealer right there in Woodsville, bringing you the latest weather forecast as we head into the weekend. Take your lawn to the next level with the help of Woodsville Power Equipment Tool and Rental and the Husqvarna MZ54 zero-turn mower. It delivers commercial-style performance with homeowner-friendly comfort and control because great lawns deserve great tools. Cut your mowing time in half and do it with precision. Husqvarna zero-turn mowers deliver pro-level performance. Whether you're tackling a backyard or a full day of yard work, check out Husqvarna's full lineup of zero-turn mowers at Woodsville Power Equipment Tool and Rental.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: patches of morning fog giving way to some steaming sunshine, hot, humid, a chance of a shower or thunderstorm late in the day, upper 80s to around 90. Tonight, evening showers and storms likely, a few with heavy downpours and gusty winds, clearing late, upper 50s and low 60s, and tomorrow becoming sunny, not as warm and humid, upper 70s and low 80s. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
Well, you asked for it, you got it. Here comes summer, 90 degrees. That sounds like summer, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Feels like it.
Woodsville Power Equipment, sales, service, parts, repairs, rental, and, of course, Bobcat of Woodsville on the lot. They can help you stay running. Doesn't matter what the season, moving snow, moving grass, moving leaves, moving dirt, digging a hole. It doesn't matter. Woodsville Power Equipment can help you out there. Give them a call at 603-747-2322. It's that easy. All right, Pete's Rubbish Removal is probably heading into a busy time of the year.
Yes, sir. Good
What
morning,
time of
Stephen.
the year isn't busy? When you own your own business.
Right. I mean, there's always some challenge, but yeah, this is kind of the kickstart of the busiest for us. So, yep. So all the boys are out there. I guess we could run this like a episode of Mike Rowe's Dirty Jobs if we want
Well,
to.
it's just trash talk, man. What are you talking about? And Neil actually drove in special to be with us this morning. You were in here last month?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You like the live part?
I do.
Yeah.
I don't know if the audience does,
Yeah.
but
They'll get used to it. It's trash talk, so we can say anything we want within reason.
Within reason.
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, Butch and April were in here earlier, and I asked Butch, you're the flag man. And when you come out of the flag stand, what's going on? April said, that's usually not good. That's not a good sign when he comes out of the flag stand and wants to talk to a driver. So we were there broadcasting last week, and he had to come out of there. So anyway, somebody has to be in control.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so what's going on with Pete's Rubbish Removal?
No, Stephen, pretty exciting week actually. Like for us, one of our new drivers just got his CDLB yesterday.
Awesome, good.
So
what's the B mean?
So that's just the category of vehicle you're driving.
Okay.
Right. So let's see. His name is Eastman Hutchins. Been working with us for a few months now. Young kid. And no, we've been working hard. We also, I think we've talked about in past episodes, run a driving school for, essentially a private driving school for drivers that we're developing, hopefully with the...
So you do it yourself?
Yep. Yeah, we do it
with somebody or you can do it?
in-house.
Okay.
I have like better instructors than me, with Nate Smith and Josh Short are they're kind of leading a lot of the training. But no, it was kind of a big day for all of us and for Eastman, and I think he was looking forward to his maiden solo voyage this morning up to Berlin. He's already on the road. So
okay. So what's the process? It goes through all of this stuff with you, and then they have to go test with the state?
Yeah, they still have to go through the driving and the pre-trip tests with the state. We kind of go through basically all like the knowledge tests and the pre-trip tests and the skills tests, like in our parking lot with the cones and all that kind of fun stuff. So we prep them as best as we can, and then then they have to go over and meet with the state instructors. And
what's that mean for somebody that has a CDL on their license?
Well,
let me just interject a little bit. My son did it. Our son did it 7 or 8 years ago, and he did it through Riverbend.
Okay.
And they're doing it again this summer.
Right, they have an excellent program over there.
So he's got all kinds of endorsements now. He's actually down in North Carolina driving a tractor-trailer truck now, and he even has an endorsement to drive a tour bus.
Nice.
He's like got everything all of a sudden.
Yeah, Stephen, it wasn't something we really sought out to do. It was really, I'll admit, we did it as a hiring tool.
Okay,
as we just found the population, here and maybe everywhere in the U.S. It's just harder and harder to find drivers.
Do you need CDLB to drive your rigs?
You do.
Okay.
Yeah, like all of our vehicles except for one. And then we just found, I don't want to try to hire CDL drivers. I want to try to hire good people.
Sure.
And if you can hire good people, you understand that you can train them to do the job.
Right.
And that really changed our focus to what we really wanted it to be. So
if you hire somebody, they don't have a CDL and they're willing to get it, you're going to help them.
No, we can get them there.
Cool.
If you have the drive, then we'll get you there. And then
Pardon
that's
the pun.
Yeah, you got it.
You got it. So let's talk about that time of the year people are cleaning out. How can you help them out with your dumpsters?
So we have like a plethora of different clean out and roll off dumpsters, and the trick is really just give us a call. Give us a call, shoot us we're on Pete's Rubbish Removal at Gmail or 603-989-5300. Give us a call, and we're ready to basically we're going to ask you all the questions and ask us questions, and we'll get the right size container, and we'll get it in the right place, and figure out basically how long you're going to need it, what kind of whether it's a construction, a demolition, or you're just cleaning stuff out. We're going to help you and kind of just try to.
What is your busiest time of the year at Pete's?
I wish I could really tell you, but it's sometimes we get like a push in the spring, we get another push in the fall. I think most people are procrastinators by nature, so amazingly, like when you get that first like cold snap and people realize they didn't do all those projects that they'd envisioned they would during the summer, we get another push then. There's a little bit of an like economic drive maybe, but with us, it's as living in the Northeast, we're a little bit probably slower insulated from a lot of kind of what the Dow Jones looks like.
Sure.
So there is a little bit of an effect there, but we're busy year round, but definitely from June to I'd say like November. Is our busiest
the warmer
time
months,
year.
obviously.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a no-brainer.
Right, for sure.
Yeah, and of course you got a website, all the information that you were just talking about. If they go to the website, it's right there, phone numbers and all that stuff.
Yep, hop on our Facebook page is actually probably the best, but yeah. So this is an exciting time of year for us. I hope a bunch of you guys are starting your mornings out listening to WYKR this morning.
Hope so.
And
watch out for those big trucks out on the road.
Yes, sir. Yep.
All the big trucks.
Yep.
It's not just you guys, And it's more and more vehicles on the road every day, aren't there? Man, there's a lot.
Yeah, there are, and I mean, Espen and I had like a long chat, yesterday actually. We're just talking about, hey, now you get your certificate. But we're still learning how to drive every day,
aren't we all?
And it's not just it's not just looking out for what you're doing. It's you're looking out for like everybody else, right? And you have to try to be good enough to to compensate for other people's mistakes so you can go home at the end of the day. And that's the bottom line.
I've been teaching some of my grandchildren how to drive a stick. It's been fun. Everybody should learn how to do that, right?
They should.
If they have the opportunity to, anyway.
No, for sure.
You have any final comments? Busy day ahead of you, I assume, Neil?
I'm this is kind of my second stop of the day. But no, I have a full gamut, so kind of excited about it. And look out for the guys. Right. It's hot out there, and and those guys have, every day. Like one of those guys is they get up in the morning. They've got 100+ stops to do. Yeah. So they've got hot, sticky work, man.
Yeah.
So
either it's wicked cold or wicked hot sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah, but no, I work with guys. They're just soldiers. So I'm kind of blessed to have them. And look out for them. And hey, shoot them a compliment once in a while.
Definitely.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Pete's Rubbish Removal. That's Trash Talk. Neil Robie. We'll do it again next month. We'll be in July, man.
Already.
Enjoy the summer.
Hey, same to you. See you in a month.
You ever think about what makes a good neighbor? Good neighbors listen. They respect your time and they follow through. When you're making big decisions about your home, your business, your future, you don't need a bank that jumps straight to answers. You need one that starts with you. Here's Lorenzo Wilhite, President and CEO of Wells River Savings Bank.
We really just try to slow things down and listen. Every situation is different, and that matters.
Here, that's where everything begins.
Wells River Savings Bank is right here in the community, so we get to know people, not just their accounts, their story.
Whether you stop into a branch or bank online, you'll find real people focused on getting it right.
When you take the time to understand someone, things just work out better for them and for the whole community.
That's what good neighbors do. Wells River Savings Bank, your good neighbor bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, online at wellsriversavings.com.
All right, we're all set to take a look at birthdays and day anniversaries. It is a regular feature at the same time every single day of the year, right around 7:30, give or take a few seconds or a minute or two each way. It's brought to you by the Swenson Insurance Agency in Bradford. With your insurance quotes, or if you have insurance questions, the Swenson Insurance Agency is here locally to help you out. It is a Friday. It's June 12th, 2026. Happy birthday wishes today to Gary Ward, also to Sally Blair, Megan Thayer, Britton Long, also to Jamie Hines. Very happy birthday from Dad, Mom, and Jacob. And Carol Mattoon from his loving family is celebrating the day today. And a happy anniversary today to Frank and Jean Tillman. And that's it. That's our complete list as it's been put together for us today on a Friday. Today is June 12th, 2026, and a lot of graduations and ceremonies like that going on, outdoor barbecues, and be sure to enjoy. Meanwhile, let's get back to those birthdays and the anniversary on this Friday. Carol Mattoon is celebrating a very happy birthday. That's from his loving family. Also, Jamie Hines, very happy birthday from Dad, Mom, and Jacob. Britton Long celebrates today, so does Megan Thayer, Sally Blair, and Gary Ward. Our happy anniversary wish today is to Frank and Jean Tillman. Friday, June 12th, 2026. We hope you make it a great day.
Distracted driving can take many forms, such as changing music, eating, or talking on the phone. But the most dangerous by far is texting while driving. Although it may seem harmless in the moment, it takes your hands off the wheel, your eyes off the road, and your mind off driving. A dangerous and sometimes deadly combination. Be a responsible driver. Turn on an auto reply feature or app that notifies your friends and family that you're driving and cannot reply. Or better yet, turn off your phone entirely. Please, pledge to never drive distracted. It's not worth your life or anyone else's. Take it from me and MMG, protecting your piece of the world.
The Swenson Insurance Agency of Bradford is an independent agency that represents regional and national insurance companies to meet your insurance needs. The professional staff can provide you with the expertise you deserve to make the best insurance buying decisions. Service is their best policy at the Swenson Insurance Agency, Bradford. From one extreme to another, Mark. Gotta love this New England weather.
Well, I suppose it's one of the things that I personally enjoy about the weather here is that it's not like, say, San Diego or something where the temperature is the same every day and there just isn't that much variety. Here we definitely get variety. There's no question about it. Suddenly summer. And in fact, just looking at the temperatures just over the past week, we start out last Sunday and Monday. Temperatures were down in the 40s, cool spots in the upper 30s, and then suddenly we're looking at nights that didn't cool off all that much, 60s to around 70, 80s yesterday. I think we're good for 90 degrees this afternoon.
Is New England one of those regions in the world which has the most extreme weathers?
Well, I wouldn't say it's the most extreme weather.
All right, how would you define it then?
Well, so in other words, just as an example, if you go out to North Dakota, you can get some real extremes. North Dakota, it's not unusual almost every winter to get a spell where they're 40 or even 50 below zero. And yet in the summertime, North Dakota, 115 degrees sometimes. So they have a bigger spread in the temperatures, which is actually pretty typical, and you can go kind of anywhere around the globe. Continental locations, places that are in the middle of the continents, tend to get those biggest extremes going back and forth. And, of course, North Dakota, because of those extremes, they end up with big clashes of weather, so they can get some powerful thunderstorms. This is a place where, we don't see softball-size hail. I can't even remember the last time that I heard about that in Vermont. It happens every once in a great while. But out there, that's kind of, almost every summer they'll get something like that. Or they get those wild blizzards that go on out there. So they get extremes of weather. But I think, so by contrast, here, I think we have very changeable weather. We don't get locked into, anything too long. And so that variety, and I think that's really what New England has. New England has a variety of weather that other places don't.
So obviously we're kind of ahead of the systems a little bit with the heat and humidity that normally doesn't come until midsummer.
Oh, no doubt about it. And yet, so I was kind of, checking back on, some of our weather data, but also we've got some ways that we can sort of analyze this. So specifically, I just picked out June 12th, being today, that in 130 years on June 12th, we've only got to 90 degrees 4 times, which I thought was kind of interesting. So the chances of getting to 90 degrees at this time of year, relatively low. On the other hand, we average at least 2 days of 90-degree weather in June every year. So it's not, out of the question that we're going to see 90-degree weather. Just a matter of, there are some Junes. I think the June that had the greatest number, let me see, because I had pulled that up, the greatest number of 90-degree days back in 1911. 15 days of 90-degree weather in June. Yeah. And yet we've also had Junes where it doesn't get to 90 at all. And so that's one of those things where June, again, variety of weather, but we can definitely, hit kind of a summer spell. In fact, last year we had a heat wave back in the third week in June last year, set some records, got to 96 degrees in 3 days in a row back in June of last year, June 25. So we can have some heat waves, but we can also get some cool spells in here as well. And in spite of how hot it is, I do see a change in the weather pattern. It'll still be warm this weekend, but I think we may actually be looking at the hottest weather of June right now.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get this warm for the rest of June.
Okay. June can also be one of those months that we can see some severe weather. Is that true?
Well, yes. It's kind of interesting, and when I very first started studying the weather specifically here, and so we're going back into the 1970s. Wasn't thinking about a northwest wind, which of course, if you think about what is to our north and west, you got Hudson Bay, you got the tundra of Canada. So that's generally a cool, dry airflow. In the winter, that's what brings us those long, cold spells. But at this time of year, it brings in dry air. Now, you don't think of dry air as an ingredient to make thunderstorms because that needs moisture. Yes. But here's a kind of a curious thing that happens. If you go up, say about 2, 3, 4 miles, and in that part of the atmosphere, if you can get some dry air, what happens is the humid air that goes up, well, that causes it to, evaporate. Well, evaporation actually cools the air off, just like, if you have moisture in your skin. When the wind blows or whatever, it cools you off. So what ends up happening is that actually gives now when it cools off, it creates rain. Here's the weird thing. Rain, when it forms in the cloud, actually releases heat. So in the cloud, not around it, but in the cloud, the heat actually pushes the storm up taller, and tall storms are what create those powerful winds, damaging hail, some lightning, and of course heavy downpours as well. So it's kind of curious that they actually need a little dry air to really kind of kick them up.
Yeah, and I assume you as meteorologists have a lot of different sources where you gather your information. Is that true?
Yeah, so this is kind of interesting, and a lot of this has to do with definitely my job that way in terms of getting information has changed dramatically in, say, the past 10 or 15 years. The Internet has basically created a space where most of the information that I look at is publicly available information. So our tax dollar is going to work. So all the information that the Weather Service is putting together, that's actually out there, and anybody can look at it. Of course, you need to kind of know what it is you're looking at and that kind of thing, but there's tons. There's way more information than I could ever look at in a given morning. So that's kind of a good thing and a bad thing. It's one of those almost too much information, but at the same time, much more detailed information. I think I'm actually fairly confident that I can make better forecasts now than I did 10 or 15 years ago.
Well, you've been doing it here at the radio station for a long, long time, and you've been there for over 40 years?
Yeah. Over 40 years at the museum.
Hey, what's going on with the planets that we've been watching out there?
Oh, wow. What a great display we've got going on, and I want to say that it's a present, it continues. So when we had some clear skies earlier this week, some great views watching Venus and Jupiter. Now, as we go into the evening hours, and you can probably, if you've been following this at all, of course, we've had a few evenings where it's been cloudy. So some changes have been going on, and just to kind of update you, so to say, is that now Jupiter is below Venus. So Venus is the brighter one, no question about it. Jupiter's below it and going a little lower than Venus every night. But we've also got Mercury that's kind of sneaking into view, so to say. And ideal time to look, say, about 9:15, or, well, early would be 9:15, but 9:30, I think that's really kind of the best time. And as we go into next week, and here's kind of an extra little treat that's going to go on. So let's see, Monday is the 15th, so Tuesday. And it looks like right now, the way the weather pattern is working, we may have some clear skies Tuesday evening. You'll have the crescent moon, a very thin sliver of a moon above Mercury to the right of Jupiter, and then Venus looks on a little bit higher. And so I think some great arrangements in the sky Monday and Tuesday night.
Yeah, got a good camera. Maybe you get some good pictures, right? Who knows?
Yeah.
All right. The weekend weather forecast looks like what?
Oh, it looks like a variety. How's
Okay.
that? We've got some patches of fog this morning, then some steamy sunshine, a hot, humid day, no question. A shower or thunderstorm will probably hold off until the end of the day, but temperatures upper 80s and low 90s. Then tonight, showers and storms. Now, they're going to be hit or miss, but where they do take place, there could be some strong thunderstorms with heavy downpours, damaging winds, and hail. Then it clears out, and the temperatures drop off a bit tonight. It'll be about 60 degrees by tomorrow morning. Tomorrow, starting out the weekend with sunshine, not as warm, less humid, but still a very nice day, upper 70s and low 80s. A clear, comfortable night for Saturday night, 50s to around 60. And then Sunday, sun will be mixing with clouds. We could see a shower or thunderstorm late in the day, but I think if you've got weekend plans on Sunday, you're good until late in the afternoon, and it'll be a bit warmer once again, but not as humid. Temperatures climbing back into the 80s.
All right, man, we'll take it. We kind of have to.
Yeah. Well, it's the only weather we've got.
That is the truth. Well, enjoy the weekend, Mark, and thanks for the update.
You bet. Thank you.
All right, talk to you next week.
You bet.
All righty, Mark Breen, head meteorologist at the Fairbanks Museum. Weekly conversation brought to you by Hatchland Farm in North Haverhill, of course, with Wicked Good Dairy Delights and also Profile Meats. You'll enjoy ice cream season even more when you spend some time in North Haverhill at Wicked Good Dairy Delights. Their ice cream window opens at 11 every day with a full menu of cones, dishes, fraps, soft and hard serve ice cream, sundaes, toppings, and their famous ice cream flights. Cash and gift cards only at the ice cream window. For your convenience, an ATM is available inside the store. Wicked Good Dairy Delights is located on Route 10, North Haverhill. For hours, daily specials, and announcements, visit the Hatchland Farm Facebook page. It is 7:45. We're taking a break here momentarily, but we'll be chatting with Ted Cooper from Wells River Chevrolet as he gives us his bi-weekly update. Hey, we mentioned Wells River. At Tuttle's Family Diner, you can enjoy the Robie Farm cheeseburger with french fries or tater tots today. They also have the seafood salad roll with chips and pickle, Sloppy Joe's with french fries, haddock sandwich with chips and pickle, or haddock sandwich, actually it's a haddock dinner with choice of potato with a side and a roll. Split pea is their soup today. Now, those are the specials. You can also order from the regular menu when you stop by Tuttle's Family Diner right here in downtown Wells River. Take a look at the weather forecast one more time right before we chat with Ted at Wells River Chevrolet. It's been brought to you by Bar Harbor Bank and Trust. You can visit them online at barharbor.bank. Award-winning banking every day across northern New England. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Bar Harbor Bank and Trust helps businesses succeed. We're proud to be recognized by Forbes and Newsweek as one of America's best banks multiple years running. We can help you get the financing you need quickly and improve your cash flow. With over 50 branches and 90 ATMs across northern New England, we make managing your business easier. Whether your business is growing, expanding, or evolving, we can make it happen together. Bar Harbor Bank and Trust. Good things happen when we work together. Member FDIC.
From the Fairbanks Museum at St. Johnsbury, the forecast, patches of morning fog giving way to some steaming sunshine, hot, humid, a chance of a shower or thunderstorm late in the day, upper 80s to around 90. Tonight, evening showers and storms likely, a few with heavy downpours and gusty winds, clearing late, upper 50s and low 60s, and tomorrow becoming sunny, not as warm and humid, upper 70s and low 80s. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
And brought to you by Bar Harbor Bank and Trust. Be sure to visit them online at barharbor.bank. Award-winning banking every day across northern New England. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. 747, Ted Cooper. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. A steamy one it is.
There you have it. Hey, you wanted summer. Now there's a taste
I
of
know.
it right there.
Yeah, we're not out with the snow blowers and the snow rakes and all that stuff, so we can't complain. Exactly. But speaking of hot, we got some pretty amazing news this week from GM. On all half-ton trucks right now, they just announced a 0% for 60-month financing deal, or 1.9% for up to 75 months. That's over 6 years. 1.9. So 0 for 60 or 1.9. It's for all half-tons in stock. And we just got 6 more half-tons in this week, and we have 54 of them, count that, on order. Among other things, we have probably the best selection of HDs, 2500s we've had in quite a long time. And they've been, really a very interesting uptick in sales of HDs. Sometimes you would think, well, they don't get as good gas mileage as a half-ton, this, that, and the other thing. But no, they've been turning over rapidly. And also in terms of looking for inventory, if you don't see exactly what we have either online or on the lot, give us a call. We oftentimes can find it, and Mr. Gilmore is extremely good and has great relations with a lot of neighboring dealers near and far, and we can often swap one in for you, but we need to sit down and really identify what your wants and needs are. Looking on the used side, oh, wait a minute, while we're still on the new, I got a whole slew of the very popular Chevy Trax, sort of Chevy's front-wheel drive, best value leader vehicle. They're great all-season vehicles. They've got lots of storage and really fun car to drive. So I got a bunch of those in. We've got Traverses. We've got a couple of new Tahoes. Again, a pretty darn good selection of trucks. You'll see that things are beginning to fill up across the street. They've been a little, we've been turning stuff so fast, it's been hard to keep stuff on the shelf, thanks to our customers. June is turning into a very busy month for us. Just want to spotlight a couple of our pre-owned specials right now. One of my really amazing, almost like new, 2019 GM Sierra 2500 HD SLT crew cab. It's cardinal red, which is a good old, it's just like fire engine red. It's the diesel. It's loaded. It's got heated seats, heated steering wheel, power driver and passenger seat. It's got the heated power folding mirrors, for instance, for remote starter, heavy-duty snowplow prep package, and towing and loaded. And I'll tell you, this thing is amazing. I mean, it shows like new, and it's just gone completely through our shop. It's only got 63,000 miles on it, and it's on sale at $49,995. So that's something to take a really good look at if you're looking for an HD truck. Looking around at our hello, Minnie. I've got our little French bulldog daycare provider climbing into my lap as we speak. By the way, if you love dogs, you will love Minnie. By all means, stop in. She's here Monday to Friday, entertaining us. Got some great used stuff. I got an awesome 23 Chevy Tahoe High Country, top of the line, also a diesel. And it's only got about, what's it got on it? It's only got about 51,000 miles on it. A couple of 24, let's see, I've got a 24 Silverado 25 Crew Cab Custom. I've even got a Ford here. We got an F-150 XLT Super Crew. We got a couple of Chevy Equinoxes pre-owned, including one really nice blue RS, which is really nicely got better wheels, nice interior, and so forth. So basically, we got a lot of stuff. The other thing I wanted to mention is even on the used side, and I've had the pleasure twice this week of helping customers find something that really filled their needs that we didn't have right here. And so I was able to source a Chevy Traverse for a customer. It was over in Montpelier. I went over and picked it up, and it turned out to be exactly right for her. Another one we've got was a truck. It was at one of our sister stores as well. So I mean, we are, while we are, Wells River Chevrolet, little dealership here in Wells River, we do have wonderful relationships with our sister stores in the Auto Saver group. They're a great group. They help us. We help them. So if you don't see it right here on our lot, we're happy to help. So, let us know what you need. Good value.
Definitely. So Wells River Chevrolet, the sales hours are what for you guys, Ted?
Well, what do they say? Yeah, whenever we need to be here for you.
All right.
But technically we're open from 8 to 6 Monday to Friday and 9 to 3 on Saturdays.
Okay.
And service gets here a little after 7 Monday through Friday, and they're here till 5 or 5:30, depending on how busy they are. But you can always reach us, either sales or service, at 802-757-2311.
Ted, it looks like we'll be pushing the end of the month when we chat next. It'll be the 26th.
Unbelievable. It's going so fast.
Heading towards the 4th of July in a hurry. And a big celebration celebrating 250 this year.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Can't wait.
Ted, we look forward to our next conversation. Enjoy the weekend and enjoy Minnie.
You too. Thanks for having me.
See you later.
See ya.
Right. Ted Cooper, downtown Wells River, on the showroom floor at Wells River Chevrolet, part of the Auto Saver Group. We're at 7:54. Coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, we'll come out of the news chatting with Joshua Allen, the owner of ALARMCO. Our weekly conversation has been for years. We chat with Valley Floors once a month. Dana Huntington from North Haverhill Agway with an update. And then Newbury is celebrating its 250th, along with a lot of other communities and the whole nation. So a lot of 4th of July activities and more are coming up. So we'll be talking about that shortly after 8:30. The weather forecast we'll check for you again in just a minute or two. .com. Ricker Funeral Home and Cremation Care of Woodsville is a family-operated funeral home. Since the 1900s, they treat each family they serve as unique and special. Many elements go into creating a ceremony befitting the special life of your loved one. From music to the graveside service, the licensed funeral professionals at Ricker Funeral Home will navigate you every step of the way. They are available to help you plan a meaningful ceremony that will help your loved ones bridge the gap between life before and life after. For more information, visit their website at rickerfh.com.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: patches of morning fog giving way to some steaming sunshine, hot, humid, a chance of a shower or thunderstorm late in the day, upper 80s to around 90. Tonight, evening showers and storms likely, a few with heavy downpours and gusty winds, clearing late, upper 50s and low 60s, and tomorrow becoming sunny, not as warm and humid, upper 70s and low 80s. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
Hey, Mark. Approaching 71 degrees here in the listening area. It's also 71 in Montpelier, 74 in Concord. Boston's at 76 as we speak. Heading for the upper 80s into the low 90s. Updated weather brought to you by Ricker Funeral Home and Cremation Care. Locally owned, family operated. Online at rickerfh.com and available at 603-747-2717. The Journal Opinion, busy week for them as they check out the headlines that you can read all about by picking up the Journal Opinion at your favorite newsstand, or also by subscribing to the JO by going to their website. Bradford Newbury to vote on school budget. Invasive pest pervasive throughout county. Haverhill fire destroys the home, and bicyclist dies after Haverhill crash. And then some of the other things that are going on because it is graduation season. They have graduation photo pages, Oxbow, Thetford Academy in Woodsville, and also Rivendell Academy graduation, and Riverbank Career and Technical Center graduation, plus high school sports coverage. When you check it out in the current edition of the Journal Opinion. Running down our next hour again, as we said, checking out the top of the hour latest news, world and national news from NBC. Then a conversation with Joshua Allen, the owner of ALARMCO, locally owned and operated business in Bradford. Also in Bradford, Valley Floors, our weekly conversation with them, which has happened for many, many years. We always look forward to that as we do our other conversations. And a monthly update from North Haverhill Agway with Dana Huntington. And then we've been entertained and getting updates from Newbury with the Newbury 250th celebration. That'll be coming your way shortly after 8:30 this morning. It is a Friday morning with Stephen, John, and friends. Glad you could join us. Today is the 12th of June, 2026. Right now, though, we're taking a break and looking at the latest world and national news with NBC.
This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. Iran state media says Tehran hasn't yet agreed on any peace deal with the U.S., but that there's a possibility it could happen. President Trump announced yesterday that he canceled planned strikes in Iran because the deal was imminent, to the point where he said it could be signed as soon as this weekend. U.S. Park Police are investigating after the numbers 8647 appeared etched in the grass near the Washington Monument on Thursday. More from Mark Mayfield.
Images taken from the top of the monument showed the numbers, which were apparently created from dead or discolored grass. The Trump administration has argued in the past that the term 8647 could constitute a threat against the nation's 47th president. The Department of the Interior called the message deranged vandalism, adding that anyone who makes a threat against the president will be found and held accountable. I'm Mark Mayfield.
Events are being held throughout the day, 10 years after a gunman opened fire in an Orlando nightclub, killing 49 people. In Florida, Rory O'Neill.
The city of Orlando is joining with local businesses, churches, and nonprofits to mark the decade since the Pulse nightclub massacre. At the time, the shooting at the LGBTQ nightclub was the deadliest in American history. To mark the anniversary, portraits of the 49 victims are on display in Orlando's City Hall. The First United Methodist Church will hold its annual remembrance ceremony. After years of delays, work recently began on a permanent memorial to the victims at the site of the tragedy. I'm Rory O'Neill.
From the soccer pitch to Hollywood Boulevard, Inter Miami co-owner David Beckham is getting his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Organizers are swapping the traditional red carpet for a green AstroTurf carpet. Beckham's wife Victoria and Hollywood icon Tom Cruise will serve as guest speakers for the historic honor. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
At 2 minutes after 8 o'clock, hey, protect the things that matter. We welcome Joshua Allen, the owner of ALARMCO, locally owned operated business right there in Bradford. Good morning, Joshua.
Good morning, Steve. How are you?
Good. Hey, before we talk about some of the things happening at ALARMCO, let's talk about those Oxbow Olympians for a minute.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Graduation tonight, obviously, for the Olympians, and then Saturday championship game for the Lady Olympian softball team.
Yeah. So you've helped out how many years coaching?
This is my 6th year of coaching varsity there with Chuck, and this will be our 6th run for a championship.
Isn't that something? So what you're going to come home with a trophy again, right?
Let's hope so.
Of course.
We work really hard to get there every year, and I'm super proud of the girls and the effort that they put in. And if everything goes our way, we'll be just fine.
All right. Where's the game being played, Josh?
At Castleton on Saturday at 4 p.m.
Okay, good. Good luck to the ladies. All right. Protect the things that matter was the comment I made as we came out of the news there. Things. What does that mean at ALARMCO anyway, Josh?
Literally anything you can imagine, Steve.
All right.
We secure everything you can imagine, from campers all the way to mansions, lake houses, winter homes, cottages, just about everything.
Mm-hmm.
Big commercial buildings, multi-unit buildings. Honestly, everything you can put an alarm on, we can help you with.
And the technology now, I was shown recently by someone that does security stuff like this, and they had installed some new cameras. And the cameras are really small, but it's incredible, the clarity that it gives us. I mean, tell us a little bit more about that. It's crazy.
Yeah, the quality of video has come a long ways. You know, you see those pictures on TV of people, doing robberies and stuff, and it's all grainy and really hard to make out. New cameras today are so much better.
Mm-hmm.
You really get the digital quality is really good. The zoom aspect of it doesn't get all pixelated when you do that now. Long distance lenses have improved. it really, the entire world, probably in the last 5 years has really come a long ways. We've been at it since 93, so the changes that we've seen since then are astronomical. But, right now you can get into it for a very reasonable price to give yourself good coverage and really see what's going on around your property.
Yeah, and obviously you've been in business for over 30 years and you've seen the technology change so much. So what's on the horizon and what's in the next 5 or 6 years with ALARMCO and the technological world anyway, Joshua?
Yeah, I mean, probably the biggest part of security, fire, everything actually, AI has stepped into that realm as well. So there's a lot of stuff where the processors are doing a lot of the thinking and giving you answers for what's going on quickly, solutions quickly. I just spent a week, or probably, 5 days out in Vegas a month ago at a big conference out there, and probably 75% of what was out there was AI-driven stuff. And cameras obviously are a big part of that. Wow. The cameras are smart enough to look at what's going on, anything from a person that might be laying in a hallway. The camera can detect whether the person's taking a nap in the hallway or if they've had a medical incident and can dispatch the correct people for that. Or things like a spill in a factory or, stuff falling off of a shelf in a store. The cameras can actually help prevent loss. So good thought process there behind that is anything to help people have less problems.
So the dynamic in this and how your company approaches this, does AI change that much, or you just have to evolve with it? What would the deal be anyway?
There's, you have to evolve with everything that comes out technology-wise for us. So we are constantly getting training. We're constantly working with customers to see what their needs are. And, honestly, probably the best bet. People ask all the time, if I buy this online, will you help us with it? We could help you with it, but honestly, we sell products specific to what we're trained on. And it's really important because we're there to back the products up after. That's probably the biggest thing that I tell people. Like, if you buy from us, the reason that you do that is because you get 24/7 coverage after that, tech support, help, installation, repairs, any of that kind of stuff.
Certainly. You do municipalities, you're doing schools, you're doing businesses, you're doing homes, you're doing camps, summer homes. So anybody that has never experienced this before, they don't want to be overwhelmed. I assume it's pretty simple, Josh.
Yeah, honestly, all of our techs are trained really well to help the customers understand it. So lots of times it's me personally that goes out, does a walkthrough with the customer, can get them an estimate, and hopefully by the time we're done talking with them, they're very comfortable with what we're thinking about doing, and then they'll look at the estimate and make a decision whether they want to move forward or not.
Yeah. Being a technological world and ALARMCO being local, it would only make sense to continue to keep it local in case you do have a problem down the road. You'll be there.
Yeah, absolutely. Technology is stressful for a lot of people too. Anybody my age, I'm gaining on 50 now, so it's one of those things where it changes so rapidly that it can be very stressful.
Yeah.
But we help people take that stress away and make them comfortable and hopefully have them be very happy with their product.
All right. You have a website. Probably that would be a great place for our listeners to start to contact you. How do they do that?
Yep. alarmcovt.com. And then our email is info@alarmcovt.com.
Pretty easy.
And they can call our office as well at 802-222-4245.
Excellent. Well, graduation is upon us in all the schools, and also some playoff baseball and softball. So good luck out there.
Yeah, best wishes to all the teams. I know Blue Mountain's making a run on it as well this weekend with baseball and softball, I believe. So good luck to them as well, and good luck to my Lady Olympians.
Yes. Always look forward to our conversation, and we'll talk with you next month, hopefully.
All right. Thanks, Steve. Have a great day.
Yeah, same to you, Joshua. That's Joshua Allen, the owner of ALARMCO, locally owned, locally operated. Still coming up, a conversation this hour. We'll be chatting with Valley Floors, also Dana Huntington at North Haverhill Agway, and then representatives for Newbury celebrating the 250th. We'll be taking a look at the weather forecast again, updating you on the weekend right after Tom Cuddy Sports.
Patriots, yesterday, the final day of the OTAs. Offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels in his evaluating mood. First, quarterback Drake May.
Pretty good. He's really smart, and he works hard at it. I said this last year. He asks a lot of really good questions because he's thinking ahead. The game makes sense to Drake. That's probably he's a quick processor. He's a quick study. He learns and takes things to the field pretty quickly.
McDaniels has been with the Patriots for a long time, offensive coordinator for a long time. So you
can just see, I think, the growth of the group together, and yeah, it just seems like we should be. When you return a good portion of guys, you should have an opportunity to feel better, execute better, and hopefully improve across the board. So the attitude's been great, and I'm looking forward to finishing up the spring and head into the summer.
The Patriots' Josh McDaniels.
ALARMCO can help you stay notified on what's going on in your home, even when you're away. Alarm.com uses a tamper-resistant cellular connection dedicated solely to your security system. The signaling technology is reliable and works even if your phone line, cable, broadband, and power are down. With the help of ALARMCO, a local business in Bradford, you will be able to view your property from the palm of your hand while at work or away for the weekend. For a free, no-obligation quote and see what ALARMCO can do for you, visit their website at alarmcovt.com.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: patches of morning fog giving way to some steaming sunshine, hot, humid, a chance of a shower or thunderstorm late in the day, upper 80s to around 90. Tonight, evening showers and storms likely, a few with heavy downpours and gusty winds, clearing late, upper 50s and low 60s, and tomorrow becoming sunny, not as warm and humid, upper 70s and low 80s. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
And it's 11 minutes after 8. We're hanging around 74 degrees. And there you have it. Compliments of ALARMCO. Of course, we just got off the phone with Joshua, the owner of ALARMCO. Be sure to check them out. They're locally owned, locally operated. You can stay notified in regards to what's going on in your home or your business, even when you're away. You can connect your security, your lights, locks, thermostats, video, and a whole lot more. For additional information, contact Joshua at ALARMCO, locally owned, locally operated, as is Valley Floors. Good morning, Ryan.
Good morning, Stephen. How are you?
We're doing pretty good. Hey, we asked for it. Summertime is finally here, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. I don't complain about the weather, cold or hot.
No, it seems like just a few weeks ago we were talking about skiing out at Northeast Slopes.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Time does travel quickly, for sure.
About strawberry season now. Great conversations the last few weeks. Ryan Hollister last week, and then, of course, Greg's been giving us updates in regards to going on with your window offering. So what have you got for us this week anyway, Ryan?
Oh, I'm not real good at talking. That's why I have those guys pinched hit. I like to talk about, baseball and softball and graduation and the Bradford Fire Company's community breakfast this Sunday. Not real good at talking about flooring all the time.
Well, let's find out what's going on. What's up your sleeve? What you got for our listeners anyway?
Well, I guess it seems I just mentioned that. The Bradford Fire Company is hosting a community breakfast this coming Sunday, the 14th, right at the fire station from 7 to 10 a.m. So if folks are out and about or wanted to stop in and meet the terrific fire company we have in our town currently and the new apparatus, I encourage them to do so. I believe it's by donation. So I think you can find more information on Facebook if you forget about it. But again, this Sunday, 7 to 10.
Okay.
And then moving on, I have to give congrats to Little League Championships took place yesterday. My brother and I were fortunate enough to be able to take them in on a beautiful Thursday afternoon in Haverhill. And let's see, the Haverhill Wildcats won the Little League Championship for Majors Baseball, and the Rivendell, I think they're the Raptors, Rivendell softball team won the championship for the Majors Softball. So congrats to them, and well earned. They had great seasons, and it was great to see all the folks out and about and enjoy some good baseball and softball. So again, congratulations to them. And of course, the Oxbow Lady O's head to the ship again tomorrow in Castleton, I believe, 4 o'clock. So if folks are interested, I encourage them to go out and support the local teams. And forgive me if there's others out there. I'm not up to speed. It's been a little whirlwind lately, but I'm not up to speed with with BMU or with Woodsville or others. But maybe you are, but I'm familiar with Oxbow.
Well, we have such activity and such success on both sides of the river around here. Ryan, you're right. It is hard to keep up with it because we got some great teams, don't we?
You certainly do. Fortunate.
Hats off to the players and the coaches, the officials and the spectators, everybody that contributes to make our teams a success.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Valley Floors in Bradford. What's next?
Yeah, that's it. That's the community roundup, right? Is that what it's called?
That sounds good to me.
Switching gears to flooring, I wanted to talk about cash and carry. Walking from my car to my office, I have to walk through the warehouse, and it is chocker-block full with material that is just headed out the door that we're not installing, which is a great reminder that for folks, if they don't realize it, we sell an awful lot of material that we do not install. Hasn't always been the case. Years and years ago, we really only sold what we installed. But the economies have changed, and there's a lot of different building out there, and so if I hope folks just keep that in mind. Specifically, hardwood flooring. We have a lot of wonderful resources in this region, so that we can source really any type of hardwood flooring that you need. It's not just traditional stick flooring that's 6 feet, that comes in 6 foot long bundles unfinished. We can get long lengths, wide widths, engineered or straight run. All types of domestic species, any width that you want, any grade that you want, and we're doing an awful lot of it. And again, our warehouse has got a lot in it. I think Colin and maybe a couple others are making some deliveries today to get that out to the job site, which is another benefit that we offer. Not only can we order material for you, custom material, and price it very well, we can also do the delivery for you and handle it. We've got the services, whether it be a flatbed or the delivery trailer. We can get it to your job site, and we've got the manpower to offload it and get it staged up into your project, whether it be a existing home or a new home or a renovation. There's a lot of things to consider about where you place the material, because it needs to acclimate. You can't just set it in a room, and timing and logistics all come into play, and when do you want it there. So we can handle all of that for you as well. So just encourage folks to keep that in mind, that if they are shopping material and have a builder that's going to install it, or if they're going to install it, or even a subcontractor, we can still source that material for you and get you a great price and a great product and deliver it for you as well. So just wanted folks to keep that in mind.
Right there, Valley Floors in Bradford, of course, doesn't matter what the project is. If you got one on the horizon, it's a good idea to talk with Valley Floors sooner than later. And even if you aren't, but you'd like to at least see what some of your options are, why not stop into Valley Floors? What are your hours?
We're here Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and we're happy to stay for an appointment before or after hours. And speaking of appointments, I did also want to give a plug. If you know you're coming, it's a great idea to just give a call and schedule an appointment. Of course, folks are welcome to stop in at any time, and folks still do. But if you do call ahead and say that you're coming in, we'll make an appointment for you so that we can have a designated salesperson assigned to you uninterrupted, so that you can have some quality time when you walk in the door. So feel free to do that as well.
Awesome. And we enjoy our conversation with you, also with Ryan Hollister and Greg Hodge. They do a great job for you at Valley Floors, by the way.
They certainly do. Thank you for saying so. I appreciate them filling in for me. Schedules are wonky, and it's a good change of pace for everybody, too, to get a different flavor of what's going on here. So I appreciate them.
Well, enjoy the weekend. Thanks for the update, Ryan.
Okay. Everybody else as well. Thank you.
Bye-bye. And that's Ryan Chase, who is the owner of Valley Floors in Bradford. Be sure to stop in. You'll be amazed what an awesome showroom we have right here in Bradford. I'm Stephen John, along with our many friends. We're 18 minutes after 8, moments away from a conversation with Dana Huntington in North Haverhill Agway, and also an update in regards to what's happening with the 250th, Newbury 250th celebration this year. All that's still coming up in the next few minutes. Meanwhile, if you're looking for a great meal today, how about stopping by Tuttle's Family Diner in downtown Wells River for the haddock dinner, your choice potato, and it comes with a side and a roll. They also have the haddock sandwich with chips and pickle, Sloppy Joe's with French fries, seafood salad roll with chips and pickle, and the Robie Farm cheeseburger with French fries or tater tots is available. Split pea soup is available, and of course, if you want to order from the regular menu, they also will make that available to you as well. Tuttle's Family Diner is located right here in downtown Wells River. Now coming up on 19 minutes after, we're in the mid-70s, heading for the upper 80s, possibly the low 90s today here in the listening area. Let's take a look at the forecast for the weekend. As we head into the weekend, a lot of things going on, playoff and finals and baseball and softball we hear, and of course many graduations that are taking place today and tomorrow. This weather's being brought to you by PTO's Repair, your local Fisher authorized dealer, Fisher Plows, Fisher Sanders at 802-222-6152, 2320 Route 5 in Fairleigh, like 3.6 miles south of the traffic light in Bradford. Check it out.
PTOs wants you to know.
If you are planning to purchase a new Fisher plow or sander this year, now is the time. Our 2026 order will be here soon. If you are wondering what plow best fits your vehicle, go to our website and click eMatch, or give us a call. PTO's Repair at 2320 Route 5 Fairley, or on the web at ptosrepair.com. I'm PTO, and I wanted you to know.
From the Fairbanks Museum at St. Johnsbury, the forecast, patches of morning fog giving way to some steaming sunshine, hot, humid, a chance of a shower or thunderstorm late in the day, upper 80s to around 90. Tonight, evening showers and storms likely, a few with heavy downpours and gusty winds, clearing late, upper 50s and low 60s, and tomorrow becoming sunny, not as warm and humid, upper 70s and low 80s. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
And this time around, brought to you by PTO's Repair, your local Fisher authorized dealer, Fisher Snowplows, Fisher Sanders, and a new location, 2320 Route 5 in Fairley, just 3.5 miles south of the traffic light in Bradford. And you can call Paul and Kim at 802-222-6152. We're hanging around the mid-70s, looking to break maybe 90 degrees. You'll be looking forward to that, right, Dana?
Oh, sure.
Hey, we can't stop it. Here comes summer, right?
Absolutely.
Hey, before I forget, are you guys going to the North Haverhill Fair this year?
Yes. Agway will be in our familiar spot down in the corner of the President's Building, so we will be looking forward to the North Haverhill Fair again this year.
All right. July 22nd, a little earlier this year.
It is a little earlier.
All right, let's find out what's happening in the greenhouse and the nursery and the plants there.
Well, we're still fully stocked. We have a good selection of annuals, vegetable plants, whether it be starts, tomato plants, peppers, even some cauli, broccoli, things like that. Good selection still available. Herbs, of course, still well stocked on herbs. Our hanging baskets are absolutely beautiful. They're huge. They're getting bigger and bigger. So we have a great selection of those still available. Trees, still a great selection of apple trees, believe it or not. They usually go relatively quick. We got a bunch extra this year, so we've got a good selection of apple, peach available as well. Trees and shrubs, I should say. Good selection of shrubs. A lot of people have been taking advantage of the great-looking plants that we've got, redoing their landscaping area. And, of course, perennials, always a good selection of perennials. And we do have some roses as well. So if people are looking to do some landscaping, we should be able to help them out with some different types of products.
Yeah, and, of course, you've got all the material when they start digging holes and tearing up the turf, all the soils and stuff to help out, I assume.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think there's 16 to 18 different types of soils out there. A lot of things from coast to Maine. We have the Moo products as well. Some of the better quality or higher quality Happy Frog or Ocean Fusion or things like that. We do have some great peat mosses and soils available. Peat moss comes in a number of different sizes. Growing mixes, people who are still selling Pro Mix have the Pro Mix with a mycorrhizae and Pro Mix without. And then, of course, a great selection of mulches. These are 3 cubic foot bags, not the typical 2 cubic that you find in the big boxes. So the value is there. And if we do have discounts, if people are buying 3 or 9 or 27, whatever they're looking for, we do have discounts on mulches as well.
Awesome. Right there at North Haverhill Agway. Now, let's see. Fertilizers probably come in helpful, and you've got some advice in how to do that in the garden and also with the lawn and the trees.
Absolutely. Yeah, people are looking to fertilize. A lot of times people will plant and fertilize at that point. A lot of times people don't fertilize after that. And I always joke with them that you can starve to death after going to an all-you-can-eat buffet. So you got to make sure that the plants are fed consistently. And we always talk about the first of the month. So whether it be planting on Memorial Day, feeding them again around the 4th of July, feeding them again around Labor Day, just making sure that the plants have consistent food. You don't need to give a huge amount at one time, but small side dressings work extremely well, and it keeps the plants getting nutrients throughout the summer. So that's a great thing to make sure that we have mulches, chopped straw if people want to put it in their walkways. We still have some plastics available if people are looking for that. Landscape fabric, all that type of stuff for helps out around the garden. And then, of course, your lawn and trees. Now's a good time to fertilize your lawn, or if you're looking for some weed killer, trying to cut down on the dandelions and that type of stuff, now's a great time to do that. And then, of course, fertilizing trees. We do an awful lot with apple trees, or help people out with apple trees, whether it be fertilizing them, whether it be spraying for bugs and things like that. And the sprays have become less and less toxic, which is a good thing for all the bees and that type of stuff. So if people have tree issues or looking to boost their trees, we certainly can help out with some ideas on that as well.
Yep, they all need to be fed. All right, I've seen some bugs and ants already, but the onslaught of bugs is still to come, isn't it?
It is. The bugs are coming, whether it be at this moment we're seem to be fighting ants. Everybody's fighting ants. The ant cups or the ant baits, whichever, work extremely well. That's where the ant comes in and takes the food back to the nest, to the colony, and it kills them in the colony. A lot of times if you kill just the ants that you see, in 2 weeks they'll hatch out new soldiers or new foragers, and they'll be there again. So we have a great number of different products to help out to kill the whole entire colony. Ticks, of course, ticks are never ending, it seems. Though we have lots of things. We have the tick tools and tick removers, so if people are looking for things like that. Fleas haven't been too bad in the last few years because we've been moist and had plenty of moisture early on in the summer, but they do come. So if you don't have fleas, you typically have slugs and snails. So we do have some nice products that are organic or all natural that will help cut down on the slugs and snails. And then, of course, will be Japanese beetles and all that type of stuff will be coming very shortly. Rose chafers are probably the first onslaught that happens. So we have some ideas or have some things that will help people fight them if they are in need of that.
Yeah, we talked earlier in the conversation, fertilizers and all that, and taking care of your garden and your lawn and your trees. But what about some of those bigger varmints out there that start coming in when your garden's growing and start tearing it down and eating it on you?
Absolutely. The skunks.
Yeah.
We had a number of people coming in and telling us the skunks are tearing up their lawn. And I always joke with them, they're trying to help. They're trying to get rid of the grubs for you. They just won't put the sod back when they're done to make the lawn look nice. But, yeah, there's a number of different things we can help people out. A lot of times the grub process is coming up if you're looking for a product, a grub beater or Grub X or something like that. Imidacloprid is the product that gets into the root system of the grass, and it becomes poison food source to the grubs that are going to be laid and hatching. So there's a cycle. So we're coming right up on that. Middle of June through the end of July is the best time to treat the grubs for next year. This year's grub hatch is probably too late at this point. But if you have moles in the summer or moles in the spring, you have skunk damage at this point or crows digging your lawn up, we can help you out and prevent it from happening next year. This year sometimes it's just a little bit too late. I tell people just rake up the sod that they tear up and reseed on top of that, and that should help you. And of course, voles are kind of a tough one in the garden. They're a little more difficult, more trapping like a mouse or something like that. They're eating your plants or they're eating the bulbs that you have in the ground, or you see holes of different things. So, yeah, those are lots of things. There's lots of different options or different ways to attack these guys to try to keep your landscaping looking nice.
Right. So, generically, some of the other things that people would maybe be looking for this year, of course, tools and lime and that type of stuff.
Yeah, tools, of course, different types of tools. We carry an extensive selection of rakes, hoes, shovels, different things like that, different specific items, the garden weasels, those type of things to help you weed your garden. Those are plentiful at this point. Of course, lime and fertilizer, weed killers, weed preventers, just general garden stakes, bamboo stakes, poly-coated stakes. If people are staking things up, your peonies are the next one. We've got a peony cage that works really, really well. So as the peonies start to blossom and droop over, we have some things to help you get through those guys, or some solutions to help make your garden look the best it can. So, yeah, general everything as far as lawn and garden. We should help you out if you have some issues or have some need of some advice or something that people have come in with us and told us about. We can help you and turn around and give you their advice that they've run into and done real well as far as helping their garden out.
Yeah, well, North Haverhill Agway's been there a long time, and of course, for us older people, the word Agway has been around for a long, long time. Maybe you know how long Agway has actually been.
1964.
Okay.
GLF and eastern states combined to make the Agway company in the beginning in 1964. So yeah, it's been a few years.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So that means have pretty much everything you need, and then people still come in and you still sometimes don't have it. That's just the way it is, isn't it?
Absolutely. No, and it's
You do your best.
We have a lot of things that are available to order. So we have two or three different companies that have 80,000 SKU numbers that we can pull from. So there's a number of different things that we may not carry because it doesn't get requested very often. But sometimes we can help people out with a special order, and we do a lot of that as well.
Yeah, your store would have to be a lot bigger if you stocked it all. Fencing.
Absolutely.
You have a lot of fencing there.
We do. Fencing, different types of wire, wooden fencing. We have electric fence chargers. We carry most of the Gallagher brand, an excellent brand out of New Zealand originally. They're now, a lot of them are either made in the United States or different countries nowadays. Posts, insulators, poly wire. We have the poly netting, so whether it be a beehive you're trying to protect or a fencing in poultry or what have you, have a good selection of those. The steel wire and the cedar posts, those are all fencing. If people are getting critters for the backyard or trying to keep either critters in or keep critters out, we can help with that. Welded wire, good selection of all sizes of welded wire. Poultry fencing or chicken wire, we have that. Field fence, so if you're doing a perimeter around your extensive area, it's a little bit stronger wire, not quite as much smaller holes, or it has bigger holes, so you can kind of keep things out and do a big area. The poly fencing, of course, great selection of that. And then we do have split rail. We're a little low at this point. We're expecting a delivery next week of a full truckload, so we should be able to have the split rail up and running next week. We do have pressure-treated fence posts, so if people are looking for 4x4s, or we also have some 3x5s, that are pressure treated that you can use for posts. And then, of course, railroad ties. We do have a good selection or a good quantity of railroad ties. So if people are looking to do a permanent, whether it be a landscaping, sometimes people do a wall, sometimes people use it for borders. So it's a number of things you can use for railroad ties, and of course they last, seems like forever.
Yeah, and that's the truth. All right, great selection. Hours at North Haverhill Agway might be what?
We're still Monday through Friday, 8 to 5:30. Saturdays we're 8 to 4, and Sundays we are open 9 to 3.
All right. Wait, only 6 days a year we close down for the day?
About 6 days a year we are closed. Yes, our next one will be Labor Day. So actually 4th of July. So that's coming right up. But we will be closed on the 4th of July.
Yep, which is on a Saturday.
Yes, it is.
All right, Dana. Thanks for the update.
All right, thank you, Steve.
Have a good day.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
All right.
North Haverhill Agway, Dana Huntington, right there on Route 10. Stop in, check out the gang. All right, I'm Stephen, John, and friends, right up until 9 o'clock. It has been a busy hour. Started at 6. We'll wrap up our 3-hour stint at 9 o'clock this morning. We're taking another look at the weather forecast. Warm weather's in the forecast today and tomorrow. Let's take a look at it. It's 8:32, temps in the mid-70s. We're heading for the upper 80s and low 90s here in the listening area today. This time around, it's provided by House Wright Construction, which is located on Route 5 near the historic Newbury Common. How do you define home? Is it your sanctuary? A reflection of your style and values? A playground for your children and grandchildren? However you define it, House Wright Construction can help you create the house that says, "Welcome home" to you. House Wright is your expert Vermont and New Hampshire home builder. They have been partnering with clients since 1985. They build and renovate homes that fulfill their clients' exact visions. House Wright Construction is proud to be able to say that the foundation of their business continues to be their enduring relationships with clients, who return to them as their home visions grow and who refer them to their friends. Try letting House Wright be the builder of the home of your dreams. Welcome home with House Wright. House Wright Construction, Main Street South, Newbury, Vermont. Online at housewright.net.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: patches of morning fog giving way to some steaming sunshine, hot, humid, a chance of a shower or thunderstorm late in the day, upper 80s to around 90. Tonight, evening showers and storms likely, a few with heavy downpours and gusty winds, clearing late, upper 50s and low 60s, and tomorrow becoming sunny, not as warm and humid, upper 70s and low 80s. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
All right, Mark, thank you very much. Interesting weather we've experienced, but it's New England, right? And a little bit chillier temperatures are in the forecast and less humidity this weekend, obviously. According to the Fairbanks Museum, Thank you, Mark. Mark Breen, head meteorologist, has been for over 40 years at the Fairbanks Museum. And this weather brought to you by House Right Construction, which is located on Route 5 near the historic Newbury Common. They are also online at houseright.net. We're in the mid-70s, again, heading for the upper 80s and possibly into the low 90s here in the listening area.
We're excited to have back with us in the studio Brandon and Linda, who are part of the Forever 4 Foundation. And Brandon and Linda, how are you doing?
We're doing good.
Another day in paradise.
And so you're here to talk a little bit about the Forever 4 Foundation. So for listeners who are just hearing about it for the first time, what is the Forever 4?
The original idea was just for trying to make a memorial in honor of my son who had passed away. But then I kind of liked the Tears Foundation and how they try to help other families who have also lost children, and so our secondary mission is to also help families who have lost kids.
I think I'm sorry, Josh, in one aspect when it comes to the foundation, how we work a little bit different than the Tears does, because Tears focuses on families that have lost a child during childbirth and through miscarriage and stuff like that, where we not only help families that lose a child that way, but have lost a child in any aspect, whether it's through an accident or death, disease, or whatever happens. Just no parent should have to lose their child before they go, and so we want to assist a family when it comes to those funeral costs, or let them know that they're not alone when it comes to that loss.
So why was it important to turn Nicholas's memory into something that could help other families?
I think when we lost Nicholas, within his loss, we realized that we were shown by our community, which was enormous, that we weren't alone, and we wanted to help other families to know that they're not alone. We still don't know all the reasons behind Nicholas's passing. We know what the passing is, but we don't know how he got there. So that is still under investigation. But I wouldn't want to see another family have to lose a family member and not know that information, but would love to assist and let that family know that they're not alone, that there's support out there, that communities are a wonderful thing, and that we all need to stick together and help each other out.
Most parents also don't plan out for having to bury their kid before them, so they don't have that kind of money stored away for that.
I mean, your website mentions help with funeral expenses, compassionate community support, and memorial projects. So how does the foundation decide where help is needed most?
Well, if a family reaches out to us, and we kind of let them choose what it is that they're looking for, because sometimes a family doesn't really want help with the funeral costs. They just want help with deciding as to whether it's like Tears Foundation will do. They do a lot of like Angels of Hope, where they put kind of like a statue in a park, and there's a list of children that have been lost, and a parent may just want their child's name added to that memorial, and maybe they don't have the funds to do that. Or like we're doing with Nicholas's, where we're upgrading the community field playground here in Woodsville in his honor. They want help with upgrading a playground or just adding a garden somewhere. Anything that we can do that's going to help will help raise the money to help get them what it is that they want to do in memory of their child, or, whatever it may take. Like I'm sure, as you've seen on our website, we are doing a charity ride this year in August, like we do every year. This is our 6th one. We've added motorcycles this year that you can put your child's name on and ride in memory of them, so that we can ride in their honor.
Right, and so you mentioned the annual Forever 4 charity ride, which is coming up Saturday, August 1st in 2026. What can people expect that day?
That day, we actually have a lot of fun that day. We invite all vehicles. We don't care what you ride. It doesn't have to be a motorcycle. It does have to be road legal. You can't come on your cardboard box and with wheels and hope that that's going to pass. But cars, trucks, motorcycles, you name it. If it's road legal, registered, you can bring it.
Sometimes if we get lucky, the cops escort us.
Yeah, we sometimes, last year we had police, escorts, which was really nice. But we have it's like a 115-mile ride. We all get together. We start at Walmart in Woodsville. We leave from Walmart in Woodsville. We head up through, heading towards like Twin Mountain. We stop. We'll have a picture taken at the there's a Cog Railroad Memorial there. We stop there because that was one of his favorite stops. He loved that train that sits there.
And the train has the same number as his age, which is the number 4.
You gotta speak up a little bit. I'm kind of quiet.
Sorry.
But so we stop there. We get a picture. We move on. We head up into Lancaster by route of 115. We stop at the Valero gas station for gas. We head on into Vermont. We end up back in Woodsville at Jamie Lynn's Kitchen, where we offer at that time more community gathering. We do silent auctions. We've got raffles, a 50-50. Jamie, you can buy some amazing food at Jamie Lynn's because they do some great cooking there. It's just a great community event. So if you can't make the ride, because I get it, some people can't do 115 miles. And for small children, that is a long time in a car. Or you can meet us there. 4:30 is usually when we're back from the ride, and you're welcome to participate in all that, and just join the community and just be together with everybody and support each other.
Yeah, as you mentioned, for someone that can't make the ride but still wants to support Forever 4, what are some ways they can help?
There's lots of ways you can help. If you are on Facebook, you can share our event with other people. That's a great way to help out and get the word out. You can sponsor the Forever 4 Foundation. We have different levels of sponsorship. You can make a donation through our website with any board member through the foundation. You can make a donation. If you want to donate an item to our raffle that we have, that's a great way to support us. Just really getting the word out is kind of the biggest way to support us.
So when you see people showing up in Nicholas's memory, what does that mean to the two of you personally?
I get the chills. Personally, for me, I get the chills, and I'm overwhelmed with emotion because it just to see the amount of community that comes out and just in that kind of support. Because for me, it's about Nicholas, but it's not just about Nicholas. It's so much more than him. It's our community coming together in memory of families in general, and just knowing that, wow, we do stick together. Even though we are not a huge community, we are an amazing community.
What about you, Brandon?
Oh, I mean, I kind of feel the same way. I get overwhelmed when I see a lot of people there and excited at the same time because, some days it's hard to believe that people would want to come out to an event like that and be supportive, or at least as many people as we usually have show up. We usually have quite a bit of people that come in, and it's a sight to see for sure.
So what do you want a family going through the loss of a child know about Forever 4?
We are here for you. We're here to support. You're not alone. You never have to go through this alone. You may feel like it's definitely the hardest thing you will go through in your life.
The worst thing you'll go through. But
you're not alone, and we'll be with you in any moment that you need. You can contact us at any point, any time of day. We're here for you.
Before we let you go, where can people learn more or donate or get involved in the Forever 4 Foundation?
The forever4foundation.org.
We can also be found on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
So we're talking to Brandon and Linda from the Forever 4 Foundation. And if you're interested in supporting the Forever 4 Foundation, you can go to the forever4foundation.org. And that's forever, the number 4, foundation.org. And take part in and help out on the charity ride on August 1st, 2026. Thank you so much, Brandon and Linda.
Thank you.
The weekend.
The steaks were sizzling on the grill. Were is the key word. Don't ruin your cookout. Fill your 20-pound gas grill cylinders at Dad's 4x Tool and Supply today. And here's a great idea. Get an extra cylinder and fill that one too, so you'll never run out. That's cheap insurance to keep it sizzling. Dad's 4x Tool and Supply fills your propane cylinders 7 days a week at our 2 locations, on Route 5 in St. Johnsbury and in Wells River next to Wells River Chevrolet. Don't ruin your cookout. Get your gas at Dad's.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: patches of morning fog giving way to some steaming sunshine, hot, humid, a chance of a shower or thunderstorm late in the day, upper 80s to around 90. Tonight, evening showers and storms likely, a few with heavy downpours and gusty winds, clearing late, upper 50s and low 60s, and tomorrow becoming sunny, not as warm and humid, upper 70s and low 80s. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
And also for Dad's 4x Tool and Supply, 2 locations in downtown Wells River and in St. Johnsbury. As a matter of fact, I was chatting with Watson and talking with Ben, who is the owner of Dad's 4x yesterday right here in Wells River. Boy, they have a huge selection of trailers, whether enclosed or a flatbed, and if they don't have what you need on the lot, they can also order something for you. But be sure to stop in sometime soon. You'll be amazed at what Dad's 4x Tool and Supply has to offer you in Wells River and St. Johnsbury.